All right. Please be seated. Good morning. This is the 2 a.m. initial appearance calendar for April 1st, 2026. It is ordered that pursuant to ARS Section 41, 1750C and Rule 4.29, subsection 9 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office shall 10 print fingerprint every person scheduled on this initial appearance calendar that was arrested for any felony offense, any violation of ARS Title 13, Chapter 14, ARS Title 28, Chapter 4, or any domestic violence offense as defined in ARS Section 133601. before being released from custody. It is further ordered that pursuant to ARS 13-610 and Rule 4.2, subsection 10 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure, that the arresting agency shall secure a DNA sample as required by ARS 13-610, subsections K and G, for every person scheduled for this initial appearance calendar that was arrested for any charge specified by ARS 13-610, subsection O, and provide compliance to the Superior Court. As you just heard in the recording, this is a very specific type of hearing. I will tell you why you are here. If an attorney has been appointed for you, if you are eligible for release, what your release conditions are, and any bond amount required. I will not read all the release conditions to each of you. That is your responsibility, but I may review a few with you depending on your case. You're all here today on criminal matters. That means you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do may be held against you. This hearing is being recorded. It is also being broadcast live. I will only ask you for your name and your date of birth. Because the hearing is live streamed, there may be victims watching, so I will read the victim rights advisement, and then we will begin with your hearings. If you are the victim of a crime with a case pending before this court, you are advised that you have rights under Arizona law. That, among others, include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, to a speedy trial, to be present at court proceedings, to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or defendant's attorney, to be heard before the court makes a decision on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling, and sentencing, and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you loss. If you have not already been provided with a written statement of all victims' rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office. We'll now begin your hearings, and I will call you in one at a time. When it is your turn, please come to the podium in the center of the room and speak into the microphone. I will call a second person's name. Please have a seat in the chairs that are right there by the door. Once in a while, I will need to pause to handle warrants. If that is the case, please remain seated and do not enter the hearing room until you have been called. Once your hearing is over, you will be handed documents that has all the information I'm about to share with you and those release conditions that you need to review. Make sure you hold on to those documents. They do have important information for you: dates, times, addresses, phone numbers that you will need to have. We'll begin today with Mohammed Abdulaziz. Please come to the podium. And then Nikolai Sandoval, please have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Mohammed Abdulaziz, 8/11/98.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on two matters. The first one is a new case. It was alleged you may have committed misconduct involving a weapon, which is a Class 4 felony. Also possessing a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and then disorderly conduct, which is a Class 6 felony. This court found probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix, April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. You are eligible for release. Your new case carries a secured appearance bond of $15,000 with conditions. You're not to possess any weapons. You're also not to possess any simulated weapons like BB guns, pellet guns, or replicas of deadly weapons. Please review your other release conditions, but they are similar to your probation terms. Your other matter here today is a probation violation warrant. So you now have a Term 1 violation on your probation because of this new alleged charge. An attorney is appointed to assist you, and your next hearing for probation is April 8th. So that's the following day, 8:30 in the morning. That carries a $500 bond. So together you're looking at $15,500 secured. If you're able to post your bond, call your probation officer, tell them about your two hearings, and then go to your two hearings. If you are not able to post your bond, you'll stay in custody and be transported to your hearings. Please take your paperwork, sir. Nikolai Sandoval, please come to the podium. Patricia Evans, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Nikolai Johan Jason Sandoval, September 19th, 1988.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a new case. It's alleged you may have committed theft of means of transportation. That's a Class 3 felony. Burglary in the second degree, Class 3 felony. And then theft or control of stolen property as a misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing will be downtown Phoenix on April 7th, 8:30 in the morning. You are eligible for release. It is under a $10,000 bond with conditions. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim, witnesses, or complainants. And it seems like you are on probation in a different case. So you have your regular terms of probation you need to follow as well. So call your probation officer if you're able to post bond and go to your hearing. If you are not able to post bond, you'll stay in custody and you'll be transported to your hearing.
Okay, so I'm on bond right now?
For a different case.
Yeah. So now I'm eligible for another bond, but that was $10,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. Please take your paperwork, sir.
Thank you.
Patricia Evans, please come to the podium. And then Nola Cooler, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Patricia Marie Evans, September 13th, 1980.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here today on 3 matters. It appears they're all probation violation matters. 2 of them are out of Maricopa County, and an attorney here has been appointed to assist you for your next hearing April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. On your Maricopa County ones, you have, it's alleged that you violated terms 1, 3, and 5, and each of those carry a $750 bond, which makes it $1,500. But then you also have an out-of-county warrant, and this one is from Coconino County. And this is also, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, Patricia Evans. Okay. And it carries a $5,000 probation violation bond. So that brings you up to $6,500 secured appearance bond.
If you don't mind, if I could just bring to your attention, I've been in custody since December, and my probation actually was scheduled to expire on March 16th.
Okay. So unfortunately, these bonds are still valid. Let me just look real quick at your APETS notes, because I did look before you came in. Right, you were in Texas.
My 18-year-old son had gotten, he was in danger in Texas, so I went over there to get him back to Arizona, and I got picked up drinking Dr. Pepper at Jack in the Box, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get back, though.
Okay. I see that you were in custody, but I also see that these warrants are still valid, and they did not rescind those probation termination revocation warrants for you. Sometimes they'll do that, when your probation expires, but here they did not. Here they are still pursuing those warrants.
Can I please attend court from out of custody? I do have children that I need to get back to. I've been gone for some time.
I believe you because I see that you were in custody. Let me look at your record one more time. So if you'll have a seat and wait, I can't promise that it will change, but I will look at it a second time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Nolan Cooler, please come to the podium, and then Justin Prophet, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Nolan Queller, 9/12/86.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on 3 matters. It appears the first one is an arrest warrant. It's a direct complaint alleging that in December of 2025, you may have had narcotic drugs in your possession, which is a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia. That's a Class 6 felony. The state is now bringing charges against you. This court is appointing an attorney to assist you, and your next hearing is April 7th at 8:30 in the morning, downtown Phoenix. On this direct complaint, there is a $500 bond. On your next matter, it's a probation violation warrant, and on that one, there is a $250 bond. An attorney has been appointed to assist you, and your next hearing is the following day, April 8th at 8:30 in the morning, downtown Phoenix. And then your last matter here today is actually your new case. It's So it's alleged that you had, again, narcotic drugs in your possession and drug paraphernalia, and this court did find probable cause based on the law enforcement report. Your next hearing for this one will be April 7th, 8:30 in the morning, downtown Phoenix, and this one carries a $5,000 bond. So altogether, sir, you're looking at, let's see, $6,000 secured appearance bond. If you are able to post your bond, make sure you call your probation officer within 72 hours and tell them about your upcoming hearings. You have 3. If you cannot post your bond, you'll stay in custody and be transported to your next hearings. Please take your paperwork, sir. Thank you. Justin Profit, please come to the podium. And then after that will be Gerald Gill. Have a seat by the door, please. Please say your name and date of birth.
Justin Profit, February 28th, 1994.
Thank you, sir. You're here because of a justice court case alleging assault as a misdemeanor. An attorney has been appointed for you because it appears to be a domestic violence matter. Your next hearing is April 6th at 8:30 in the morning, and you do have a $5,000 bond. Your hearing's at Kyrene Justice Court on April 6th. If you're able to post your bond, you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim, witnesses, or complainants, and you may not reside at the same location as the alleged victim. I understand that might be your residence, sir, and so if you're able to post bonds, you are allowed to call law enforcement and have what's called a civil standby, where you go together to get necessary things like medication, identification, or clothing, but it won't resolve property disputes. It's just a quick in and out to get what you need before your next hearing. Also, you must obey you have children together with the alleged victim, and so you may have parent time as long as you use a third party, because you can't contact the alleged victim. This is all written out on your paperwork, as well as your attorney's phone number, their phone number won't be on there until you go out to Kyrene Justice Court. So if you're not able to post the bond, you'll stay in custody, and I need to caution you that no victim contact order applies whether you are in custody or out of custody.
So how much money do I gotta pay to get out?
Well, it's $5,000 secured. You can use a bond company, but that would be between you and them.
Can y'all?
So you can talk to them when you've gone back into the detention facility.
Okay, there's no ORs, there's no.
Not today, sir.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I just caught what Commissioner Penzel had. Gerald Gill, please come to the podium. Ooh.
Sorry about that.
No, it's not you, it's me.
That's unfortunate timing.
Please say your name and date of birth.
Gerald Gill, 10-3-86.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're here today on a grand jury warrant. It's alleged that in November of 2017, you may have committed theft, which is a Class 2 felony, fraudulent schemes, which is a Class 2 felony, computer tampering, which is a Class 3 felony, and taking the identity of another, which is a Class 4 felony. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing will be downtown Phoenix on April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. You are still eligible for release. The grand jury set the bond at $5,000. And if you are released, you would have electronic monitoring. You are prohibited from accessing the internet except for work and pending legal cases. There are some other release conditions we'll want to review if you're able to post your bond to make sure you don't accidentally violate them.
Okay.
Make sure you go to your hearing or they will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Okay. My main address is out of state. My son lives here, so I could stay with him for a little bit, like for the first hearing, but is there any way that I could get permission to commute back and forth from my home to hearings?
Will you be able to stay until the 8th?
Yeah, I could.
Because that would be a motion to make either through your attorney or a verbal motion at your next hearing when you see the judge who's going to be handling your case with the not guilty arraignment.
And that's when it would possibly be?
They can arrange whether or not it could be a virtual attendance, but I can't authorize that for here.
Yeah, I could stay at my son's until the 7th or whatever. So.
Okay, good. Please take your paperwork.
Thank you.
Lainey Chavez, please come to the podium. Christopher Rodriguez, please have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Lainey Sonia Chavez, 11/20/2000.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here today on a probation violation warrant. It's alleging that you violated terms 3 and 5. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 8th at 8:30 in the morning, and you do have an attorney appointed to assist you. Your bond is set at $750, and your release conditions are the same as your regular terms of probation, so call your probation officer, go to your hearing. If you're not able to post your bond, you will stay in custody and be transported to your next hearing.
All right, thank you.
Please take your paperwork, ma'am. Thank you. Christopher Rodriguez, please come to the podium. Douglas Rokes, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Christopher Rodriguez, 9/12/88.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a probation violation warrant alleging that you violated terms 3 and 5. An attorney has been appointed to assist you, and your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. You're eligible for release under a $300 secured appearance bond. If you're able to post that bond, make sure you go to the hearing, call your probation officer, and follow your terms of probation. If you're not able to post the bond, you will stay in custody and be transported to your next hearing. Please take your paperwork, sir. Douglas Rokes, please come to the podium. And then I'm going to go back and take a second look at the other lady. Please say your name and date of birth.
Douglas Rokes, 1/28/62.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a probation violation warrant ×2, so you've got 2 matters. They are alleging that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15, and your whereabouts have been unknown since last October. So an attorney has been appointed for you in both cases, and your next hearings are downtown Phoenix, April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Each of them does carry bond, and it looks like it's $100 and $150. So together that's $250 in secured appearance bond. If you're able to post it, call your probation officer, go to your hearing, follow your terms of probation. If not, you will stay in custody and be transported to your next hearing. Okay. Please take your paperwork, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just going to go take a look real quick. Okay. Ms. Evans, please come back to the podium. Thank you for your patience, ma'am. So I did review your APETS notes, and I saw where these petitions were signed and then the warrants were issued. And they were completely aware that your term was going to end on March 16th, 2026. But they were issued in part because they could not find you and could not get a hold of you. And so there wasn't ongoing contact between you and the probation department. And then there were new allegations of new offenses happening as well. So aside from that out-of-county warrant I couldn't change anyways. So I am going to affirm all 3 matters. The 2 probation bonds are each at $750, and the out-of-county warrant, which I cannot change because I don't have access to Coconino County's notes or anything, that is a $5,000 bond. So altogether it is $6,500 secured appearance bond. And if you're able to post it, do please go to those hearings up in Coconino and here in Maricopa. If you are not, you will stay in custody and they will transport you to the 2 hearings. And the next judge at the probation courts can change these orders. Please take your paperwork, ma'am.
When are my hearings again, do you mind?
Sure. So the ones in Maricopa are April 8th, and then the one up in Coconino is actually sooner, April 6th.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Early Parker, please come to the podium. Angelica De Alejandro, have a seat by the door, please. Please say your name and your date of birth.
Early Parker, 05/03/1989.
Thank you, sir. You're here today because of an arrest warrant from an offense in September of 2024 alleging that you discharged a firearm within the city limits. The state has been trying to get a hold of you to serve you a summons, and so they issued a warrant for your arrest.
I've been homeless for the past 2 years, so I
Okay,
have
let
to.
me finish first.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we've appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is going to be April 16th, downtown Phoenix at 8:30 in the morning. You are going to be released today under pretrial services. So make sure you call them within 72 hours. Keep them up to date with where you are, how you can get your mail, if you're getting it at a Keys to Change or wherever you're doing that. And then make sure you go to your hearing.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you, thank you, thank
Please
you.
take your
Oh, my
paperwork.
God, thank you. I'm not staying here much longer. I need to go home.
Angelica De Alejandro, please come to the podium. Daniel Dundra, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Angelica De Alejandro, 10/14/1992.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here today on a new case alleging theft of means of transportation, which is a Class 3 felony, burglary in the second degree, which is a Class 3 felony, and theft or control of stolen property as a misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. You are going to be released today under pretrial services because you have very limited criminal history and no failures to appear. So please continue that pattern. When you're released in a few hours, make sure you call pretrial services and stay in contact with them until you get to your hearing.
Okay.
Please take your paperwork. Daniel Dundra, please come to the podium. Gabriel Sotelo, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Daniel Dunda, 10/29/1986.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a new case alleging criminal trespass in a residential structure, which is a Class 6 felony. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. You are going to be released under pretrial services today with conditions. You need to call pretrial services within 72 hours of your release. You also need to not go back to the alleged scene of the crime or have any contact with the alleged complainant or witness. If an order of protection or order against harassment is issued against you, be sure to comply with that court order. And then, of course, make sure you go to your hearing or they will issue a warrant for your arrest that does carry bond.
Okay, thank you.
Please take your paperwork. Gabriel Sotelo, please come to the podium. Kimberly Davis, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Gabriel Galindo Sotelo, 12/23/1983.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a new case alleging that you had drug paraphernalia in your possession, that's a Class 6 felony, as well as disobeying an order of the court, which is a misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. You are going to be released today under pretrial services, so you'll need to call them within 72 hours of your release. I need to caution you, sir, there are no victim contact orders included in your release conditions. Don't go back to the scene of the alleged crime. Comply with these orders of protection. The reason I'm cautioning you, sir, is that if you were to be found to violate that no victim contact order in the future, now that you're being released on felony release, you would not be eligible for bond or release at all if that were to happen again. So I just want to caution you that could be a consequence if this behavior continued.
Yeah.
Okay, review your release conditions very carefully. Please go to your hearing.
Yeah,
Please take your paperwork. Kimberly Davis, please come to the podium. Michela Garcia, have a seat by the door, please. Please say your name and date of birth.
Kimberly Ann Davis, 7/17/75.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here today because of a probation violation warrant. It is alleging you violated terms 3 and 5. An attorney has been appointed to assist you, and your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to be released today to your supervision of your probation officer. So in a few hours when you're released, make sure you call them, let them know about your hearing, and then follow your terms of probation and go to your hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Please take your paperwork. Michaela Garcia, please come to the podium. Brian Estrada, have a seat by the door. And I apologize, I think I have said your name incorrectly. Please say your name and date of birth.
Michaela Garcia and 12/14/2000.
Thank you, ma'am. You're here on a new municipal court case alleging assault as a misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you because it does look like it's a domestic violence matter. Your next hearing is in the Buckeye Municipal Court on April 21st at 2 in the afternoon. You are going to be released today on your promise to go to that hearing and also follow the release conditions. Your release conditions include: do not return to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the alleged victim, witnesses, or complainants. You may not reside at the same location as the alleged victim, but you may have police escort you one time to retrieve necessary things like medication identification or clothing that you need before the hearing. They will not resolve property disputes, so it's just a quick in and out with them. In a few hours when you are released, make sure you review your release conditions so you don't accidentally violate any of them.
Okay, and my children, they have been living with me there, so I just have their dad.
Do you have children in common with the alleged victim?
No.
They're your children alone?
Yes.
Then when you go to get your things, you can ask them to come with you?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. They don't have any claim on them there, do they, at the place where they're at?
No.
No, okay. Yeah. So law enforcement won't resolve property disputes, but if they're your children, you can go with law enforcement. You just can't go by yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Please take your paperwork. Brian Estrada, please come to the podium. Johnny Rodriguez, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and date of birth.
Brian Estrada, August 1st, 2001.
Thank you, sir. You're here today on a new case alleging that you had both narcotic and dangerous drugs in your possession. Those are both Class 4 felonies. And then drug paraphernalia, that's a Class 6 felony. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you. Your next hearing is downtown Phoenix on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. You are going to be released today on your promise to go to that hearing.
Okay.
Please take your paperwork.
Thank you.
Johnny Rodriguez, please come to the podium. David Johnson, have a seat by the door. Please say your name and
Johnny
date of
Cruz
birth.
Rodriguez, May 9th, 1980.
Thank you, sir. You're here on a justice court warrant. It was alleged that you had liquor in your vehicle and that you were driving without a valid license. So this looks like a failure to pay warrant from a little while ago. So no attorney is appointed for you. You can hire one or represent yourself. Your next hearing is at the Agua Fria Justice Court, April 20th at 10:30 in the morning. You can call ahead. There are numbers on your paperwork. Find out what you need to do to be prepared. You are going to be released today on your promise to go get this taken care of. The warrant is still valid until you go and get this taken care of. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Take your paperwork.
Take care, God bless.
David Johnson, please come to the podium. Leonel Juarez Jr., have a seat by the door, please. Please say your name and date of birth.
My name is David Johnson, 11/21/74.
Thank you, sir. You're here today because of a justice court warrant. It appears to be a failure to pay warrant from a while ago, 2023, so no attorney is appointed for you. But you do have a hearing, and that is in the Moon Valley Justice Court, April 17th at 10 in the morning. You're going to be released today on your promise to go get this taken care of. It looks like they want like $1,067 plus fees. So you really need to call them and find out what's going on and how to get a payment plan or something to resolve this. All right?
Where do I pay at
Well, you have to call them, Moon Valley Justice Court. I don't have that information.
Would you be able to give me that? I mean, 'cause I don't want to come back here for this, this is crazy.
Their phone number is on your paperwork.
All right.
Call them, and if you don't get the answers you need over the phone, make sure you go to your hearing and talk to the judge there at Moon Valley Justice Court and get this fixed. Yeah, okay, please take your paperwork, sir.
Thank you.
Leonel Juarez, please come to the podium, and I'm so sorry, I've probably said your name wrong.
Hello.
Please say your name and your date of birth.
My name is Leonel Juarez, and I was born August 5th, 2005.
Thank you. You're here today on a new case. It was alleged that you committed 1 count theft of means of transportation, 2 counts burglary, 1 count theft of a credit card, 1 count burglary unlawful entry, and 1 count burglary possession tools. So, Mr. Juarez, this court did not find probable cause on any of those allegations based on the law enforcement report. However, the case is not dismissed. The state may still bring additional evidence that supports their claims. So I've appointed an attorney to assist you. Their phone number will be on your paperwork. Also, you have a hearing coming up, and it is at the Superior Court on April 16th at 8:30 in the morning. So I need you to understand, this case is not dismissed, but I couldn't find probable cause based on what they wrote in their report. So you must go to that hearing, or they will issue a warrant for your arrest. Okay? All right. Please take your paperwork, sir. You do not have release conditions. Okay. So the county attorney, are you logged in and available?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So we're not keeping it out of the record that we're actually seeing this individual. We're just keeping out of the record one of his matters. That's what your motion asked for.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, just making sure. Okay, so we will do the house calls, and we will begin with Mr. Desmond Young. And at this time, the county attorney has filed a motion to seal his initial appearance, and this court is inclined to grant that motion for, primarily based on the Press Enterprise Company versus Superior Court of California, U.S. Supreme Court 106-2735. This was a case out of 1986, and based on the idea that there may be to preserve higher values, and because the request was very narrowly tailored, and based on some of the other case law that was pointing out that this is similar to a grand jury where specifics should not be revealed, I am going to grant your motion.
Good morning, it's the interpreter. Perfect, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Do we have an interpreter on the line?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. Ricardo Parra, Spanish Court Interpreter.
Thank you, sir. This is the time set for the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar on April 1st, 2026. Do we now have two headphones?
No, we only have the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does anybody have that headphone?
Yes, ma'am. The first, again, fell out.
Okay. And Mr. Parra, it does appear we have two parties that will need you to interpret. So can you do it on the record until we call the individual hearings?
Of course, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buenos días. Esa es la lista de comparecencias iniciales de las 8 de la mañana del día 1 de abril del año 2026.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints
La orden judicial sobre la toma de huellas dactilares y muestras de ADN,
that were given on the first calendar of this month,
emitidas el primer día de este mes,
shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
aplicarán también a todas las causas en esta lista.
I will call you each one at a time to the podium.
Les llamaré para que pasen uno a uno al podio.
I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room.
Diré un segundo nombre para que se sienten en la silla que está fuera de esta sala.
I will let you know what you are here for.
Le informaré por qué se encuentra aquí.
If I have appointed an attorney,
Si he nombrado un licenciado para que lo represente.
if you have a bond,
Si es que puede depositar una fianza.
what your release conditions are.
¿Cuáles son sus condiciones de libertad?
And Mr. Parra, do you have a copy of the Victim's Rights Advisement?
I can pull one up really fast, Your Honor.
Okay, I will go ahead and read the entirety of the victim's rights in English, and then once I'm done, would you be able to interpret the entire thing?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Thank you. If you are the victim of a crime with a case pending before this court, you are advised that you have rights under Arizona law that, among others, include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, to a speedy trial, to be present at court proceedings, to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defendant's attorney, to be heard before the court makes a decision on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling and sentencing, and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you loss. If you have not already been provided with a written statement of all victims' rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office.
Si usted es la víctima en un caso en proceso ante este tribunal, se le informa que goza de derechos según la ley de Arizona que incluyen, entre otros, el derecho al trato justo, respetuoso y con dignidad, al derecho a un proceso sin demora, hallarse presente en las diligencias sobre este caso ante este tribunal, el derecho a decidir si permite que el inculpado o su abogado lo entreviste, a declarar antes de que un juez determine las medidas cautelares, la negociación de un convenio resolutorio, la programación de las audiencias judiciales, la imposición de la pena y el derecho a la reparación por la parte responsable de inferir sus daños. Si no ha recibido una guía escrita de los derechos de ofendidos y víctimas, sírvase a llamar a la sección de servicios para víctimas y ofendidos de la oficina de la Fiscalía del Condado.
Can we have Yasel to the podium and Juan to the chair?
¿Puede pasar Yacel hacia el podio y Juan en la silla?
please get your name and date of birth?
Mayo 6 del año 2000.
May 6th of 2000.
May I get your name, sir?
Yacel Ferrer.
Yacel Ferrer.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. You are here for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference April 16th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. But you do have written conditions of release. Some of those include not possessing or consuming any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
If you will take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Okay.
If we could have Juan to the podium, please, and Miss Matthews to the chair.
Juan al podio, por favor.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Mi nombre es Juan Conde Cervantes, marzo 5 de 1972.
My name is Juan Conde Cervantes, March 5th of 1972.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference April 16th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. I am going to release you today to the...
No, nomás le quería preguntar.
I just wanted to ask.
Le quería preguntar a la jueza. Llevamos enero, febrero, marzo y nos están haciendo crimen a mis hijas. A mis hijas, a su novio. El exnovio de mi hija se ha querido robar a la niña, incendiar la casa. ¿Ok? Y los policías tenían 8 reportes y los policías nunca quisieron arrestarlos. ¿Cómo es posible que a mí, nomás porque anoche ellos estaban apedreando el carro del novio de mi hija en la 59 Avenida y Bell Road?
Permítame, señor, para interpretar. Necesito interpretar. So how is this possible? It's now been January, February, March, and, you know, they have been trying to commit crimes against my daughter. This person has been trying to kidnap her, take her from. I've filed 8 different police reports, and it was just last night where they were throwing rocks at the vehicle. I called the police, and instead of arresting them, how is it possible that
yo solamente que hice una falta ayer y a mí se me arrestó. Y a ellos que llevan desde enero, febrero y marzo, ni siquiera los quería arrestar. Okay.
now that I have made a mistake, you know, they arrest me right away, but they have been doing this since January, February, March, and they refused to arrest them, so.
Y son 20 personas que andan haciendo delincuencia, robando, vendiendo droga, y los detectives ni siquiera han hecho nada tampoco.
It's 20 people that have been committing crimes, stealing, selling drugs, and none of the police officers have wanted to do anything about that.
Sir, I cannot answer your question today as to why other people have not been arrested based on the allegations you're stating here in court today. Today, we are here to address the allegations that you were arrested for throwing a rock at a neighbor's vehicle. I have appointed an attorney to represent you, so I would recommend taking any of your concerns to that attorney. You will meet with that attorney at your next hearing on April 16th. I am releasing you today to the supervision of pretrial services. You must contact them within 72 hours of release, but you do have written conditions of release. You may not initiate contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons or any alcohol. In addition to your paperwork, you're going to get an envelope. You need to ensure that you read those instructions and contact pretrial services within 72 hours of release. And then you'll need to ensure that you attend all of your hearings. If you were to fail to appear, a warrant would issue for your arrest. Did you have any questions as it relates to your release conditions today, sir?
Pero le quisiera, sí, en primer lugar, yo no uso drogas ni cervezas. Lo que estamos sufriendo nosotros es un crimen y mi enojo de la noche de anoche es porque ellos están haciendo muchas cosas. Entraron a la casa a tocar la casa en la mañana, en la noche. Nos persiguieron el trabajo a mis hijas y a mis dos hijas, a mí, ¿ok? En el 23 de febrero, el BW nos siguió 4 veces. Le hizo jaque a mi camioneta. Y al último terminamos lavando en la hatchery central. El tipo era un moreno con cola larga. Y tenía la pistola. Él sí tenía la pistola y ni siquiera lo arrestaron las policías. ¿Ok?
Yes, well, first of all, I don't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. And, you know, here, the issue is that we are the victims of crimes that are being committed. This is the reason for my upset is because just last night they were doing a lot of things. They were following us. They did all these things against us. They came to the house. They knocked on the door. They followed us around. And on February 23rd, a BW followed us, you know, from certain location, and we ended up on on Hatcher. And, you know, we even ended up having to wash the truck because of what was happening.
En la Hatcher.
Sir, as I mentioned before, you need to discuss these things with your attorney. This does conclude our hearing. I'm going to ask that you take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork.
Okay, el 16 ¿a qué hora es la cita que tengo que estar aquí? ¿Aquí o en otro lugar?
Okay, on the 16th, what time is that court date? What time do I need to be here? Is it here or is it somewhere else?
It's at 8:30 in the morning. It is not at this location. It's a few miles away, but the address will be in your paperwork that the officers are going to give you. It is on Madison Street.
En la Madison, okay.
On Madison, okay.
And Mr. Parra, would you make a general announcement to the gallery to see if anybody else will need your assistance and ask them to raise your hand if they do?
Yes, Your Honor. Buenas tardes, buenos días. Soy el intérprete judicial. Si necesita asistencia en español para esta audiencia, por favor, levante su mano.
Okay, I'm not seeing any hands raised. I do appreciate your assistance, sir. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Thank you.
And may I have Ms. Matthews to the podium and Lauren Begley to the chair. Can you stand just behind the podium? May I get your name and date of birth?
Shari Matthews,
And your date of birth?
2678.
Thank you. You are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of organized retail theft, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of taking contraband into a correctional facility, a Class 5 felony, and 2 counts of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have 3 hearings coming up. They are 3 days in a row. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30, an evidentiary hearing April 8th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30 in the morning. At the time of this alleged offense, you were out on felony release for a couple of different cases that you currently have pending, and because of that, you're not eligible for bond today. The time set to determine if bond will be set on these charges is April 8th at 1:30, so you will remain in custody until at least that time. This will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Lauren Begley to the podium and Gina Carter to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Lauren Begley, July 10th, 1990.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today because a direct complaint was filed on March 31st of 2026 with an offense date of December 30th of 2025 for 1 count of organized retail theft, a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a couple of hearings for you. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30, an evidentiary hearing April 8th at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. Because at the time of this alleged offense you were out on felony release for a different case that you have pending, you're not eligible for bond today on this case. The time set to determine if bond will be set on these charges is April 8th at 1:30. You will remain in custody until that time. Did you have any questions? Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. We have Gina Carter to the podium and Jack Jacobs to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Sheila Marie Carter, 11/1976.
Thank you. And can I get the state's appearance for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gaunt, Mass. State.
Thank you, Ms. Gaunt. We are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or a dangerous instrument, a Class 2 felony. 1 count of armed robbery with a deadly weapon, a Class 2 felony. 1 count of burglary, a Class 2 felony. 2 counts of trafficking stolen property, a Class 2 felony. 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. 3 counts of theft of a credit card, a Class 5 felony. 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon or a dangerous instrument, a Class 6 felony. 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a couple of hearings coming up. It'll start with a status conference, April 7th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing, April 9th at 8:30. Next, we're going to discuss any bond and release conditions you may have, but before I do that, I would like to hear from the state. Ms. Gaunt, did you have a recommendation?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is asking for a $100,000 cash-only bond, and if Ms. Carter is able to post that, we'd ask for electronic monitoring. Our understanding is that Ms. Carter doesn't appear to have any prior criminal history. However, she allegedly committed an armed home invasion and stole the victim's purse and other items. She was allegedly armed with a firearm and beat the victim with the firearm. We believe that she's an extremely dangerous individual and that high level of cash bond is necessary to secure the safety of the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gaunt. And Ms. Carter, I did review the allegations in this case, and I do have some concerns about the safety of the community with you in it. I've also reviewed your criminal history or lack thereof. In addition to, I've reviewed the state's recommendation and I've heard what they've had to say here today. And based on that, I am following the state's recommendation. You do have a cash bond in the amount of $100,000. In the event you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. But you also have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
No contact, hold on, ma'am. No contact with any co-defendants, and you may not possess any weapons or alcohol.
I don't have any weapons or alcohol or drugs. I don't have any of that.
Okay, so just continue to comply with that order, then you're not to possess any of those things. I have appointed an attorney. You'll meet with that attorney at your next hearing on April 7th. This will all be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
I'm not going home.
You would have to post the bond in order to be released from custody. Anything further, ma'am? Please take a step to your left and the officer will get you that paperwork.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Absolutely, thank you. Jack Jacobs to the podium. Colby Mackenzie Mann to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jack Jacobs, 8/27/1980.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for one count of aggravated assault causing serious physical injury, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $50,000. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You may not initiate contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Please take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork. Colby Mackenzie Mann to the podium. Mr. Dodd to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Colby Mann, 5/31/96.
Thank you. It does look like you are here today on two cases. You're here on a new case as well as a warrant from the North Mesa Justice Court. Your new charges are for one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of failure to obey police officers, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I am finding probable cause and appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in this case in the amount of $25,000. In the event you do post this bond and are released, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and be equipped with electronic monitoring. But I did mention you have a second case on the calendar, and that is a warrant from the North Mesa Justice Court. It indicates you failed to pay some fines or comply with some orders related to a previous DUI from 2019. I'm appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing in the North Mesa Justice Court on April 6th at 1 p.m. In that case, you have a $50 secured appearance bond. So you would have to post both bonds in order to be released from custody. And if you did post bonds and you were released, you'd have written conditions. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol. And I do note that you may be on probation in Yavapai County. If you are, you will need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. This will all be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Mr. Dowd to the podium. Mr. Rodriguez to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Abdina Nasir Daoud, August 3rd, 2000.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for one count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $25,000. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services and you will be equipped with electronic monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions? Please take a step to your left and the officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Rodriguez to the podium and Mr. Smith to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Jacob Rodriguez, July 16th, 1991.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on 3 cases. They are 3 probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing April 8th at 8:30. In one case, you have a secured appearance bond of $1,500. The second is $1,000, and the third is $100. So that is a total bond of $2,600. In the event you do post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours. This will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions? Please take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Smith to the podium, and Mr. Fuentes to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Sean Powell Smith, April 30th, 1975.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case for one count of theft means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference April 7th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30.
Okay.
In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $2,500.
Okay.
In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you'll have written conditions. Some of those conditions include not returning to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness.
Okay.
This will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No.
Please take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Fuentes to the podium. Mr. Haggard to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jimmy Jesse Lee Fuentes, 422-1997.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on two cases. They're both failure to appear bench warrants that were issued for you related to your probation cases. I'm affirming the attorney previously appointed to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing April 8th at 8:30. In each case, you have a secured appearance bond of $1,000 for a total bond of $2,000. In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You may not possess weapons or alcohol. You must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. You'll also need to ensure that you attend all of your future hearings. If you fail to appear again, another warrant would issue and you'd forfeit any bond that you posted. This will all be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, usually I can get a lower bond at all.
So today, the bond was previously set when the warrant was issued. If you're unable to post bonds, you'll remain in custody until your next hearing, but you can talk with your attorney at the hearing on April 8th. If they believe it's appropriate to request a modification of these release conditions, they can do so at that time. Okay,
all
sir?
right.
Anything further?
No.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Haggard to the podium. Mr. Warlow to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
David Hager, 8/31/2002.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on 4 cases. You're here on a new case as well as your 3 probation cases. Your new charges are for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of obstructing a highway or a public thoroughfare, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and 2 counts of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. And then because you were on probation in 3 cases at the time of this alleged offense, you're here on 3 Term 1 probation violations. I am finding probable cause and appointing an attorney to represent you in all of your cases. You're going to have 3 hearings coming up. You'll have a status conference April 7th at 8:30, a probation revocation hearing April 8th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in each case for a total bond of $2,000. In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions? Please take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Warlow to the podium. Mr. Raborg to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Namely Warlow, August 31st, 1999.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 5 and 15 of your probation. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing on April 8th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $750. In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions. You're not to possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours of release. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
If you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
All right.
Mr. Rabourg to the podium and Mr. Stark to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
It's Tristan Frederick Rayborg. My birthday is November 17th of 1988.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a failure to appear bench warrant that was issued for you related to a pending narcotic drug charge. I'll affirm the attorney previously appointed to represent you and set a status conference April 7th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. In this case, you do have a secured appearance bond of $500. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess or consume any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You'll also need to ensure that you attend all of your future hearings. If you were to fail to appear again, another warrant would issue and you'd forfeit the bond that you posted. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Please take a step to your left and the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Mr. Stark to the podium, Mr. Silvis to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Dylan Stark, 06/18/2004.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on a warrant from the Apache Junction Justice Court. It does look like you failed to appear at a hearing related to driving with a license that was suspended, revoked, or canceled. I'm appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing in the Apache Junction Justice Court on April 6th at 8:30 in the morning. You have a cash bond of $256. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You're not to possess or consume drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. It will also be your responsibility to get yourself to that hearing in Apache Junction. If you're unable to post the bond, you'll remain in custody and they'll transport you to that hearing. This will all be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, I have to be in custody here.
If you don't post the bond, you'll remain in custody here until Apache Junction picks you up, which would be Pinal County.
And the bond's 200. So my people could come here and post that bond and I can leave?
So if the bond is posted, you would be released from custody, and then it would be your responsibility to get yourself to that hearing in Apache Junction.
Where do they have to post that bond?
They're going to give you information when they take you to processing here in the next 30 minutes or so on where to get that posted. It's not this physical building, but they'll give you instructions and access to telephones if you want to contact family or friends to get that posted. Just ensure that if you do that, you go to that next hearing. Otherwise, you'd forfeit the bond that you posted, and another warrant would issue for you.
And the court date's April 16th?
No, April 6th. Today's the 1st, and your hearing's April 6th.
Yeah.
Please take a step to your left. Mr. Silvis to the podium. Miss Stringfellow to the chair.
Morning, Your Honor.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Brian Silvis, 325-64.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated term 5 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing April 8th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You're not to possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. I was in a car wreck, and I just forgot about the thing. Like, I had a head injury. I forgot to show up to go see my probation officer when I got out
When were you in a car accident, sir?
in December.
So it looks like they have been unable to locate you since June or July of last year.
Yeah, I was in a hospital for a while, and I got bit by a spider, and it's been a rough year, ma'am. But if you were to let me out today, I would go right straight to the probation office. I'm in a lot of pain. Like I said, I got a head injury by getting run over by a truck, and I forgot I was even supposed to go see a probation officer. So, and then
I'm reviewing the notes, and it doesn't appear that you ever reached out to your probation officer after you were placed on probation in June of 2025.
Yes, ma'am. That's due to that accident.
Right. So you just indicated your accident was in December, and this was prior to that.
No, not. It was prior to that. I got in probation. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it, ma'am.
Right.
But
So I am going to
that-
leave the bond in place. As I mentioned, you agreed to be placed on probation at the time that you were convicted of this crime in June of 2025, and you have not made any effort since that time to contact your probation officer, and your whereabouts have been unknown for almost a year. And so because of that, the bond of $250 will need to be posted in order to be released from custody, okay? Did you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Please take a step to your left, and the officer will get you that paperwork. Ms. Stringfellow to the podium.
That's not even right. That's bullshit.
Mr. Montoya to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Harmony Stringfellow, November 19th, 2005.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of assault, both class 1 misdemeanors. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you can hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like to. You're going to have an arraignment hearing that will take place in the Surprise Municipal Court on April 28th at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at this hearing, but you do have written conditions of release, and I do caution you to read them very carefully because you do have an alleged victim in this case.
Okay.
You are not to have any uninvited contact with the alleged victim.
Okay.
So if the alleged victim does not consent to contact with you, then you may not have any contact.
That's fine.
If you reside with that alleged victim and they do not consent to contact, you will have to find an alternative residence, okay? Do you reside with the alleged victim in this case?
I actually do have a new residence with my parents.
Okay.
So I just need a letter so I can go and grab my things. That's it.
So you do have stuff at the home now?
Yeah, I lived there for 9 months, so
Okay.
all of my belongings are there.
You can contact law enforcement for 1 civil standby,
Okay.
and they will help you collect your belongings, or they will go there with you. Don't go there without them to pick those things up, okay?
Thank you.
Any further questions, ma'am?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Mr. Montoya to the podium. Mr. Went to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
My name is Fabian Montoya. My date of birth is April 19th, 1993.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of disorderly conduct and 1 count of threat, both class 1 misdemeanors. Probable cause has been found. However, due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you may hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like. You're going to have an arraignment hearing in the West Mesa Justice Court on April 21st at 8:30 in the morning. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at this hearing, but you do have written conditions. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Went to the podium. Miss Alvarez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Douglas Wentz, October 8th, 1981.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a warrant from the West Mesa Justice Court. It is for failing to comply or failing to pay some fines related to a previous criminal trespass charge. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. You're going to have an arraignment hearing in the West Mesa Justice Court, April 21st at 8:30 in the morning. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at this hearing, but you do have written conditions. You're not to possess or consume any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
I know.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Ms. Alvarez to the podium. Mr. Brown to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Gabriela Alvarez, 12/26/2004.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today on a new case for 1 count of aggravated assault, a class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference April 16th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings, but you do have written conditions. You may not initiate contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. This will all be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown to the podium. Mr. Rinker to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Darius Brown, July 11th, 1988.
Thank you, sir. You are here today because a direct complaint was filed on March 2nd of 2026. It has an offense date of December 11th of 2025 for 1 count of burglary, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of theft, Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a couple hearings. You'll have a status conference April 16th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings, but you do have written conditions. You may not return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Please take a step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir.
Thank you much.
Mr. Rinker to the podium. Wayne to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
I'm James Leslie Rinker, May 29th, 1973.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony. For purposes of today's hearing, I'm only finding probable cause on the narcotic drug. I don't have enough information today for the dangerous drug possession. That does not mean it's dismissed. They may supplement the information or test the substance that was allegedly taken. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a status conference April 16th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings, but you do have written conditions. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Well, I was wondering, like, I had insurance, I had license and registration, and the reason that he said he pulled me over because my mom's car wasn't registered, and my mom's always on that stuff. He had no reason to pull me over. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you, sir. And definitely talk to your attorney about that, and you'll meet with your attorney at that hearing on April 16th.
April 6th, okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. And we will need to clear the courtroom for our remaining case. Can I have Wayne to the podium, please? Can I get your name and date of birth?
It is Wayne Michael Duverill, 6/25/91.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you currently have charges pending before this court related to 1 count of sexual conduct with a minor, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of molestation of a child, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of kidnapping, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of child abuse, Class 4 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct, 1 count of assault, and 1 count of criminal damage, the last 3 counts being Class 1 misdemeanors. It appears as though you had bonded out of custody and you were given written conditions of release. And a petition was filed with allegations that you violated those written conditions of release, with allegations that you contacted the alleged victims' custodians or guardians. And based on that, a warrant was issued for your arrest. I'm going to affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you and set a status conference in this case on April 6th at 8:30 in the morning. You have a cash bond of $100,000. In the event you were to post that bond, you would be released again to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. But you'd also have written conditions of release. They're the same as previous, but I'll just go over those. You're not to return to the scene of any alleged crime. No contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to have contact with any minors. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess or consume any drugs without a valid prescription. And you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that has been issued against you. This will all be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
I do. So this is over with my ex-wife, and me and her going through a divorce. I've been trying to do a divorce.
I'm going to stop you just for a moment.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt, but because your attorney is not here and you are being recorded, I don't want you to put too much about the facts of the case on the record, because the
Yeah,
prosecutor
I'm not
has
gonna-
access to this,
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
So I just wanna
I'm just
warn
saying,
you,
is
you
there
have
any
an
way,
attorney.
is there any way that you can lower my bond or like take the bond off without there being any technical proof of me reaching out to her? I have a bunch of proof of her trying to reach out to me, and I've never reached out to her, so.
So the bond is not gonna be removed today. You do have a hearing on April 6th. Talk to your attorney about that. You know, you can discuss any defense you may have to this, and then at that time, if they feel like it's appropriate, they can, ask to modify the release conditions, okay?
Thank you.
If you could please take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. This does conclude our 8 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 11 a.m. Thank you, guys.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Morning.
Mr. Canal, is this Mr. Holt?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Holt, this is the time set for your initial appearance. We're going to go over your charges as well as your release conditions. Before we do that, you are presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. Let me pull up your file, sir. I'll be appointing the public defender to represent you, sir, in these matters. You also have an attorney sitting next to you right now to assist you. Today, I'm seeing you on promoting prison contraband and possession of a dangerous drug. I've reviewed information from law enforcement as well as pretrial services. And I'll take argument from both the prosecutor and your attorney. The prosecutor is asking for a $5,000 cash or secured bond. That was my inclination as well. Mr. Knauer, did you want to be heard, sir?
Your Honor, just based on the other circumstances of Mr. Holt's criminal cases, we'd ask for a nominal bond. That would be sufficient to get him time credit.
All right, I'll note that there is an APO hold. Sir, I'm going to hold you on that $5,000 cash or secured bond. As Mr. Knauer said, it doesn't really matter. If you post that bond, you're still not getting released. So don't post that bond, sir, until you speak to your attorney about what the court can do with regards to your future release conditions. Your court date, sir, is going to be April 13th at 1:30 p.m. As I said, I'm appointing the public defender's officer. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Your Honor, this is Court Interpreter Pedro Davis with no Spanish speakers on this morning in this list, it appears.
Jail, is that correct?
That is correct. Thank you very much.
Are you Miss Felix?
Yes.
All right. Felix, give me 1 minute, or give the jail 1 minute. I want to make sure that we have everyone filter into the courtroom, and then I'll address you all.
Okay.
Jail, is that all the misdemeanors for JP and Tucson City Court?
Your Honor, we are just missing two. That would be Mr. Lotus Brian and Ms. Trevino.
Thank you. All right, for those of you who are here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing you today on justice court or city court cases. You are all presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You always have the right to hire an attorney. In some instances, I might be appointing you an attorney. Once you come before me, I'll let you know. If you're here on a city court case, this is also your arraignment. I'll be entering pleas of not guilty on your behalf, but be advised that if you fail to appear at a future hearing, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Further trial can go forward in your absence. If you're convicted at trial and don't appear for sentencing within 90 days, you can lose your right to appeal. Lastly, this is just your initial appearance. I'll go over your charges and conditions of release. Before I do that, know that I have reviewed information from law enforcement as well as pretrial services if they did provide me with information on the charges. All right, so Ms. Felix. I'm seeing you, ma'am, on 1 count of disorderly conduct. Sorry, 2 counts of disorderly conduct and 3 counts of, all right, let me rephrase that. 1 count of disorderly conduct for a noise violation, 1 count of disorderly conduct for fighting, and 3 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct. Ma'am, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear at court. However, we could not make contact with any of the alleged victims in this case, so I cannot give you permission to go back to their residence or their workplace. Do you have somewhere else to live?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
All right. At this time, I'm going to order you released on your promise to appear. You're going to have court in front of Judge Garza at 10:30 a.m. on April 13th. I'm going to order do not go back to the alleged victim's residence or workplace, and you may not initiate contact of any kind with any of the alleged victims. Is that clear, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. You're excused.
And Your Honor, real quick, which court was that?
Justice Court.
Justice Court. Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Leo?
Your name, please.
Danielle Young Musgrove.
All right, Ms. Musgrove. I'm seeing you on two different charges from two different courthouses. I'm seeing you on a failure to appear out of a shoplifting charge from Pima County Justice Court. I'm also seeing you on a city court case for false reporting to law enforcement. This is also a failure to appear. Ma'am, Judge Hale has asked me to hold you on a $200 cash or secured bond on the city court case. I'm going to honor that request. You're going to have court on April 10th at 1:45 p.m. in Tucson City Court. I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you in the city court matter. Because I'm holding you, ma'am, on the city court case, I'm also going to hold you on the justice court case to make sure you're getting time credit. That'll be a $250 cash or secured bond. I'm going to appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you on that. I'm going to order that you do not return to the incident location if you do post bond. Your court date, ma'am, is going to be April 2nd at 1 p.m. and that's in Pima County Justice Court in front of Judge Foreman.
Those are two separate bonds or conjoined?
They have to be separate bonds, ma'am, for different courthouses.
Okay.
No, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. O'Day?
Your name, please.
Duncan O'Dea.
Mr. O'Dea, I'm seeing you on a few different matters. I have a justice court case for failing to appear for possession of drug paraphernalia. I also have more than a dozen city court charges, sir, that are all failure to appears. And one, it looks like two new charges. On the justice court case, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash bond. Your next court date, sir, will be April 2nd. That's tomorrow in front of Judge Miller. I'm going to appoint Alexander Ball to represent you on that matter. On the city court matter, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $1,000 cash or secured bond. Order no contact with any of the alleged victims on any of these charges. You may not go to any of the alleged victims' residence or workplaces or any incident locations involved in any of these charges. I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you, sir. And sir, your next court date will be based on charges of assault, possession of paraphernalia, criminal trespass in the third degree, and shoplifting. These are multiple counts of each, sir, just so you're aware. All right, with that, sir, you're excused.
Thank
you. Of course, order pleas of not guilty on his behalf. Your name, please.
Michael Singh.
Mr. Singh. I'm seeing you on charges of assault, domestic violence. All right, sir, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear at court. You're going to have court on April 13th at 10:30 a.m. in front of Judge Garza. It's in Pima County Justice Court. Sir, I'm going to order you not to return to the alleged victim's residence or work and to have no further contact with the alleged victim. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. With that, you're excused.
Peachy?
Your name, please?
Alexander Ricci.
All right, Mr. Beachy, I'm seeing you on charges of domestic violence assault and domestic and criminal damage. Sir, I've been asked to hold you on a, give me 1 second. No, I was not asked this, sir. After reviewing the information from law enforcement as well as the pretrial services report, I've determined to hold you on a $2,500 cash or secured bond. Order no contact with the alleged victim. You may not go to her residence or workplace. I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you. I'm going to consolidate these new charges of assault with CM 26004197 and set court, sir, on April 8th at 1:30 p.m. You will have the city PD, sir, representing you for these charges. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, sir. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Mr. Brown?
Your name, please, sir.
Michael Brown?
Mr. Brown, I'm seeing you on charges of disorderly conduct. I'm seeing you on 5 counts of disorderly conduct. 3 of those are domestic violence charges, sir.
Morning.
Sir, if I order you to have no contact with the alleged victims and to not return to their residence or workplace, but for one time with a law enforcement escort, will you comply with that? Do you have somewhere else to live?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I'll release you, sir. You're going to have court on May 5th. That will be in front of Judge Millian in Tucson City Court. You are ordered to have no contact with any of the alleged victims, so any of the individuals involved in your arrest or involved in the incident for which you were arrested. You cannot go back to the home or any of their workplaces. You may return once with a law enforcement escort to pick up any of your required belongings, sir. And enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Lotus, have a seat right there. That's it. Hi. You my attorney?
No, but I'm just here to assist.
Your name, please, sir.
Brian Lotus.
All right, Mr. Lotus, I am seeing you on failure to appear for a 2020 case on threats and intimidation, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct.
Oh,
Hold on,
I
sir.
think I know. I'm sorry.
Hold on. You don't need to say anything, sir. Anything you say, everything you say is being recorded, is being broadcast to the internet, and everything you say will be used against you if it can be. Sir, I'm going to release you on your promise to go to court. You're going to have court April 30th at 2:30 p.m. in front of Judge Cranshaw. That's Tucson City Court. Understood, sir?
May I ask?
You can ask a question, sir.
May I ask who is accusing me?
So, sir, I don't have the information because this is a warrant. So there's a warrant from 2020.
Okay. All right. So my court date is April.
April 30th, 2:30 p.m. in front of Judge Cranshaw.
And I cannot do it online, right? Can I do it?
No, sir. You'll need to go to the Tucson City Courthouse to deal with these charges.
I'll try to get transport. Otherwise, I'll ask somebody if they can help me. My car's disabled.
You have 29.
Have some time.
You got 29 days, and the buses are still.
All right. Okay.
All right, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
In your excuse, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's on the line. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Your Honor.
Morning. Your name, please, ma'am.
Delia Navarez.
I'm sorry. Could you say your name again?
Delia Navarez.
Delia Navarez. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. It got a little muffled. Ma'am, I'm seeing you on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia. Ma'am, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear. You're going to have court May 15th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale. I'm going to appoint the city PD. Hold on.
Your Honor, Ms. Navarez does have a superior court rule.
That's why. Okay. That's why I'm confusing myself. All right. Thank you very much, Dale. Ms. Navarez, I am going to release you on your promise to appear. Not because I think you're going to be released right now, but I'm going to set a non-transport review hearing for May 15th at 9 a.m. I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you at that hearing, ma'am. If you're released on the felony case, you should go to court on May 15th. But if you're not released, ma'am, the city PD will assist you on those paraphernalia charges at that time without your presence. Understood?
Mm.
All right, ma'am. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. And with that, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your name, please.
Analicia Trevino.
Ms. Trevino, I'm seeing you on charges of criminal damage and disorderly conduct, both domestic violence offenses. Ma'am, I'm going to release you, ma'am, on your promise to go to court. You're going to have court May 5th at 1:30 p.m. Ma'am, I'm going to order no contact with the alleged victims and not to return to their residence or workplace. Do you have somewhere else to live, ma'am? You don't live with the alleged victim, do you? Okay.
I was actually hoping to understand the process of getting a restraining order.
So you can go to any courthouse. There's also an online portal, ma'am. It has just escaped my memory of what it's called. AZ Point. If you use a search engine and type in Arizona restraining order, it will bring you to the website AZ Point. It's an easy process, ma'am. As of now, I don't have any jurisdiction to order him to have no contact with you. All I can do is order you to have no contact with the alleged victim. Understood, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. So you'll have court May 5th, 1:30 p.m. in front of Judge Millian.
Is it, sorry, Your Honor, is it the one on Stone Avenue?
Sorry. Thank you. No, it's on Alameda. The one on Stone is Justice Court? Yeah. No, ma'am, it's on Alameda, Tucson City Court.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Please not guilty.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know it this one. I know it didn't put one back. Good morning. Your name, please, ma'am?
Isabel Rachel Silvestre.
Sylvester, this is time for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on charges, possession of paraphernalia, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, endangering the life or health of a minor, and misdemeanor child abuse, domestic violence offense. Ma'am, you are presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney. Today, ma'am, I'm going to release you on your promise to come to court. You're going to have court April 30th at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Verena. That's Tucson City Court. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf, ma'am, and be advised that if you fail to go to court on April 30th, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go forward in your absence. And if you're convicted at trial and don't appear for sentencing within 90 days, you can lose your right to appeal. All right, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, ma'am.
Understand.
All right, ma'am. You're excused.
Validate votes set up.
Mason.
You sir will go out for fish, have safety section. You sir will have secure. You sir for all the way.
Are you Mr. Beard, sir?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 minute to let the jail, all the ladies and gentlemen file in. Thank you, officer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are all here on felony complaints. This is the time set for your initial appearance. We're going to go over your charges as well as your release conditions. Before we do that, know you are all presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'll be appointing an attorney on all felony matters, and if you're also here on a misdemeanor matter, you may also be appointed an attorney on that matter. Before I go over your conditions of release, know that I've reviewed information from law enforcement, from pretrial services. I'll take arguments from both the prosecutor, who's online, it's Maribel Goodman, as well as your attorney sitting next to you, Tom Knauer. If you're here on a city court case, this is also your arraignment. So at the time that you come before me, I'll let you know if it's a city court case, and I'll enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf. If it is your arraignment for a city court case, know that if you fail to appear at a future hearing, a warrant can't issue for your arrest. Trial can go forward in your absence. Further, if you're convicted at trial and don't appear for sentencing within 90 days, you can lose your right to appeal. Thank you very much, Jail. All right, Mr. Beard, I'm seeing you on one charge of unlawful flight from law enforcement. The state, sir, is asking for a $5,000 bond. That was my inclination as well. Mr. Knauer, do you want to be heard, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask that Mr. Beard be released from pretrial services for a few reasons. First of all, I'd point out that this alleged offense dates from November of 2023, which actually predates the offense and also the probation that he is said to be on right now. I'll say that looking over the probable cause statement, we would assert that there is insufficient probable cause that Mr. Beard was involved in this offense. The car has not necessarily, although it's said to have quote unquote been matched to a vehicle that was suspected, there's no actual verification that it's Mr. Beard's vehicle. In addition, there's a verbal identification from a police officer that Mr. Beard was driving this vehicle in question, but we don't believe that's sufficient evidence that Mr. Beard was the driver of this car that allegedly fled. In addition, Judge, I'd point out that Mr. Beard does have verified housing, employment, and transportation to court. He also lacks a probation hold, which I think it evidences that he's somebody who can be trusted to come forward. So for all those reasons, Judge, we'd ask for release to pretrial.
Mr. Beard, your attorney makes good points, and I'm persuaded to release you to pretrial services. Ms. Goodman, before I do that, do you want to be heard further, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, I would note, looking at the incident date and also looking at his last, second to last conviction, it is also involving somewhat the similar offense involving the unlawful flight and the aggravated DUI for the case that he ended his sentence in 2022. Shortly after, now we have this offense following, but another offense that he's currently on probation for. There is a pattern of non-compliance. There's been warrants on multiple of the cases, and the fact that defendant already has an active petition to revoke probation dated back from March 5th of 2026. I believe the hold should be forthcoming, and we should give probation the opportunity to place that hold if they already, looks like they already filed a petition.
Also good arguments, Ms. Goodman. Mr. Beard, I'm going to reduce my initial inclination as well as the state's recommendation. I'm going to make both parties unhappy. I'm going to hold you on a $2,500 cash or secured bond. Set your next court date, sir, of April 13th at 1:30 p.m. Appoint the PD's office to represent you on that matter, sir. That court is unlikely to go, sir, so please speak to your attorney about why I said it and what to expect, not only with regards to this new matter, sir, but with regards to the petition to revoke your probation that's already been filed. And with that, sir, you're excused.
I think you're.
Mr. Bell? Here.
Your name, please, sir?
Philip Bell.
Well, the state's asking that I dismiss this case without prejudice. I imagine that Mr. Canower, you have no objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Bell, this case is now dismissed without prejudice. The state can refile it within 7 years. I'm not sure if they will or not. I don't have any control over that. Sir, if you need any help in the interim time or any help at all, there's a transition center that you can walk to from the jail. If you follow the blue line when you're released, it will lead you to a trailer outside of the jail. They can help you with any resources you believe you might need. All right, sir? All right, sir, but you'll be released today. You're excused.
Camacho?
Your name, please, sir. Sir, your name, please?
John Camacho.
Camacho, I'm seeing you on charges of burglary in the 3rd degree. State's asking I release you to pretrial services. That was my inclination.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Sir, I'm going to order you released to pretrial services. Your court date will be April 21st at 1:30 p.m. No contact with the alleged victim, and the public defender's office is appointed to represent you, sir.
Thank you.
And with that, sir, you're excused.
Thanks. Thank you.
Rampas?
Your name, please, sir.
Cesar Fernando Campa.
Mr. Campa, I'm seeing you on charges of possession of narcotic drug, possession of paraphernalia, weapons misconduct, and weapons misconduct during a drug offense. The state is asking for a $15,000 bond. Law enforcement's also asking that I impose a high bond on you. My inclination, after reading the state's recommendation as well as law enforcement, sir, was to honor that $15,000 bond request from the state. Mr. Canower, though, let me hear argument.
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask for release out of pretrial services or a significantly lower bond. I would point out that Mr. Campos from pretrial services has been adjudged to be only a level 2 nonviolent felony. I guess level of supervision that would be needed. He does appear to have a verified employment. He does have a residence as well as transportation. And I would just point out the indigency that Mr. Campos has. He would not be able to post a $15,000 bond.
Mr. Campos, I'm going to honor the state's request for a $15,000 cash or secured bond. I'm going to set court April 13th at 1:30 p.m. Appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir. That court date is unlikely to go, so please talk to your attorney regarding what to expect over these next couple of weeks. Your excuse, sir.
Mr. Esquivel?
Your name, please, sir.
Arthur Joseph Esquivel.
Well, I'm seeing you on charges of possession of a dangerous drug. There was a $1,000 warrant issued for your arrest. I'm inclined to honor that request. Mr. Canower, did you want to be heard, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd ask to give Mr. Esquivel one more chance to comply with pretrial services supervision and to come to court. He's been made aware now, obviously, now that he's been brought into custody of consequences if he decides not to comply with supervision in the future. For example, if he's not checking in regularly, he knows what's going to happen to him. He is indigent and he does have housing. So we would ask for release to pretrial services, perhaps on the enhanced supervision, just as a level up. If a bond must be ordered, we would ask for it to be as low as possible in light of his indigency.
Mr. Esquivel, once someone's been released to pretrial services and doesn't check in, a bond's always issued. Given your prior convictions, I am going to go for a $1,000 cash or secured bond. I'm going to appoint the PD's office. Your next court date, sir, is going to be April 8th at 1:30 p.m. You might qualify for release at a future date, sir. You can speak to your attorney about what a motion to modify your conditions of release would look like. They will file anything that they believe they have the legal justification to file, sir.
And Judge, just one other circumstance I want to bring to Your Honor's attention in case it may matter. Mr. Esquivel's telling me that he takes care of both his mother and his brother. And so he's just asking for consideration of that.
My mother's elderly. It's not my brother, it's just my mother.
Oh, just your father.
Yeah, and I'm a full-time caregiver. And the reason I was.
But we shouldn't talk about that publicly,
okay,
but yeah.
Okay. I'm just like asking for consideration of that because she is home alone and she is 75 and she's immobile.
All right, sir, unfortunately, I'm not going to change my decision at this point in time. Again, you can relitigate this with a different judge at a future hearing, sir. But for now, sir, you're being held on that $1,000 cash or secured bond with a court date of April 8th, sir.
Thank you.
So that's your excuse.
Mr. Green?
Your name, please, sir?
Matthew Green.
All right, Mr. Green, I'm seeing you on one charge of weapons misconduct, being a prohibited possessor, one charge of misconduct involving body armor, which I'll be frank, I have a hard time understanding the body armor charge, although I guess it can be bootstrapped to the prohibited possessor charge. My inclination, counsel, is to hold Mr. Green on a $5,000 cash or secured bond, more because of the allegations that he's a prohibited possessor than on the allegations of the body armor. Ms. Goodman or Mr. Knauer, do you all want to be heard?
Nothing further from the state.
Mr. Knauer?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd ask for consideration of Mr. Green's indigency and that pretrial services has deemed him to require only a level 2 nonviolent supervision. And so, although certainly we're asking for pretrial services release, if Your Honor does order a bond, we ask for it to be reduced.
Mr. Green, I'm going to do the $5,000 cash and secured bond that I was initially inclined to do. I'm going to appoint the PD's office to represent you. Your next court date, sir, is going to be April 13th at 1:30 p.m. That court date is unlikely to go, sir, so please speak to your attorney about what to expect over these next 2 weeks. Your excuse, sir.
Mr. Martin?
Your name, please, sir. Your name, please, sir.
Martin Edward.
All right, sir. I am seeing you on charges from city court and from justice court, or what might be superior court. The felony charges, sir, are aggravated assault on a police officer. The city court charges, sir, are obstruction or refusal to provide your name to law enforcement upon request. The state's asking for I believe it was a $5,000 or $10,000 bond. Counsel, Ms. Goodman, my inclination was to release Mr. Martin to pretrial services. Did you wish to be heard further, ma'am?
I understand the court's inclination, Your Honor. The basis for the state's recommendation is just the nature of the offense and just the significant disregard of the defendant's actions, the amount of times that he kicked the officer. That was the main basis. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goodman. I understand that. Mr. Martin, I think that the consequences of the allegations are that you are facing a felony conviction as well as a misdemeanor charge, potential misdemeanor conviction. I'm going to release you, sir, to pretrial services. You're going to have court April 21st at 1:30 p.m. The public defender's office will represent you on the felony charges, sir. On the city court charges, sir, I'm going to release you on your promise to appear. You're going to have court on April 29th at 2:30 p.m. in front of Judge Cranshaw. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf on the city court charges, sir.
Thank you.
And with that, sir, you're excused.
Mr. Olson?
Your name, please, sir.
Richard Allen Olson.
Mr. Olson, I've got a handful of cases here for you. Give me 1 second to pull up pretrial's report. All right, sir, I'm seeing you on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of paraphernalia. Those are the felony charges. I'm seeing you on a misdemeanor charge for shoplifting. I'm also seeing you on a failure to appear for shoplifting out of Pima County Justice Court, as well as a failure to appear for shoplifting out of Tucson City Court. My inclination, counsel, on the felony charges was a $5,000 cash or secured bond. I see that's what the state's also requesting. Mr. Canower, did you want to be heard, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I know from the pretrial services workup that Mr. Olson's eligible for steps diversion, and that would be our request, is that he be released to pretrial services to do steps. It does appear that Mr. Olson may have a substance issue, and it doesn't appear that he's had any opportunity to do steps in the past. We think this would be an excellent opportunity for him to try to get things in order and then to become compliant with everything that he needs to do. For example, if he were to have the opportunity to be on steps and enter into treatment, that could certainly help him resolve his other cases in a fair and prompt manner. So we would ask that he be released to pretrial services.
Mr. Canower, I will set a step screening if that's what Mr. Olson would like. Mr. Olson, are you aware of the steps program?
Yeah.
All right. Are you interested in being screened for that?
Yes.
So I'll set a step screening. My understanding is I can set these even if I do hold individuals on bond, just given the amount of failure to appears on prior cases. That's my inclination to do the $5,000 cash or secured bond. Set a steps screening for April 8th, a preliminary hearing for April 13th, and appointing the public defender's office to represent you, Mr. Olson. If the jail wakes you up to go to court in 7 days, I would suggest you do that. That would be your steps screening date. I don't know what will transpire, sir, on April 8th. I don't know if the steps program will work for you depending on your conditions of release status, but I will set a screening just in case you can be screened for that program, sir.
Okay.
On the shoplifting charge, sir, I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash or secured bond order. If you do post bond, you may not go back to the incident location. Your next court date, sir, will be tomorrow at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Steele. I'm going to appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you in that matter, sir. So he'll see you tomorrow in court. On the city court charges, sir, these are for failure to appear for shoplifting charges, possession of prescription drugs without a prescription, possession of paraphernalia, and another shoplifting charge, sir. On this count, sir, I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you. Order that if you do post bond on any matters, you do not go back to any incident location where you've been alleged to have committed a crime. And I'm going to set a non-transport review hearing for May 15th at 9 a.m. Sir, I'm going to release you on the city court case for the purpose of setting that non-transport review hearing. What that means is I understand you're going to be in the jail on other charges. City PD will advocate for your interests at that city court date without you being present. If you do post your bond, sir, you should go to court on May 15th, but the city PD will be there to advocate for you regardless of your release conditions. And enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf on the city court cases, sir. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Mr. Robles?
Your name, please, sir.
Christopher M. Robles.
Mr. Robles, I am seeing you on, one second. I'm seeing you on a Cochise County Superior Court warrant, sir. The warrant's asking for a $5,000 cash or secured bond. I'm going to honor the Cochise County's request for that warrant. I'm going to hold you on a $5,000 cash or secured bond. Set a review hearing, sir, for April 30th at 9 a.m. to make sure that you're not just being held in the jail without any future hearings.
Okay.
And with that, sir, you are excused.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that review hearing is when again?
April 30th at 9 a.m.
I'm sorry, you cut out. One more time.
April 30th, 4:30.
Yes,
4:30. Thanks, Tom.
That's it.
Any experiments?
That was Robles. Kids City Matter? Purple today. Why is it purple? Hey, Jail, I'm really sorry. I need to get Mr. Robles back. I was not aware that he had a city court matter as well.
Mr. Honor.
I apologize. That's just my flow.
Robles. Back up there, see you again.
Are they always purple? Oh, they're already. It did. I did it. Mr. Robles, I apologize to bring you back after releasing you. I see that you have a city court case, sir, as well with Judge Millian. This is a probation revocation for domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to deny all allegations on your behalf. Enter pleas of not guilty on any new charges. Sir, I'm going to set a video review hearing for April 15th at 1:30 p.m. in city court. I'm going to appoint the city PD to represent you. I'm going to order no contact with the alleged victim. And I'm going to hold you on Judge Millian's requested bond of a $2,950 cash bond, sir. And with that, sir, you're excused. Your name, please, sir.
Joseph Sturman.
Mr. Sherman, I'm seeing you on charges of 4 counts of narcotic drug possession for sale, a count of dangerous drug possession for sale, 1 count of weapons misconduct, being a prohibited possessor, and 1 count of weapons misconduct for using a weapon during a narcotics offense. The state, sir, is asking for a $60,000 bond. Counsel, my inclination, given the amount of drugs that were found, alleged to have been found, I apologize, and the amount of cash that was alleged to have been located at the residence, my inclination was a $20,000 cash bond. Does either party wish to be heard?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Knauer?
Yes, Your Honor. We would just point out, Mr. Sturman, despite the allegations, has been assessed to be only level 2 nonviolent level of supervision being needed. He doesn't have verified housing, and I would assert that notwithstanding the allegations, and perhaps especially in light of the allegations, there is an inability to pay a bond as high as Your Honor is considering. So if a bond must be ordered, Your Honor, we'd ask it to be significantly lower.
Right.
Your Honor, I'm not going to be able to afford any bond. If you're going to hold me, then you're going to hold me. But there is some little concern there about that weapons. I got the shit kicked out of me just a couple of days ago. And I mean, I was beat down with my teeth on this.
I would suggest you not speak. Today we're not going to discuss the facts, whether or not you.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
Justify. Sir, given the federal probation, given the cash found, given the amount of drugs found, I am going to hold you on a $20,000 cash bond. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. You're going to have court April 13th at 1:30 p.m. That court is unlikely to go, sir, so please speak to your attorney about what to expect over the next 2 weeks, sir. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Thank you very much. That the date and time of the court.
The next court, yes, but
that money that's going to be great. I never expected to get out of this. Thank you.
Mr. Thompson?
It's never told me more.
Mr. Sturman, I'll answer your questions once we're done with the court, sir. Thank you.
Judge, Your Honor, my client has something he wants to tell me before we go on the record. That's okay?
Absolutely, Tom.
Okay.
I'm in pain. I have a hernia.
We're ready, Your Honor.
All right. Your name, please, sir?
Walter Thompson.
Thompson, I'm seeing you on one count of criminal damage. The state's asking for a $5,000 bond. Counsel, my inclination was to release Mr. Thompson to pretrial services with orders that he have no further contact with the alleged victim, that he not go to the victim's residence or workplace. I would allow him to go one time with a law enforcement escort to pick up his personal belongings, and that he not possess any firearms, surrender any firearms to TPD or PCSO within 24 hours of his release. Does Ms. Goodman, do you wish to be heard further, ma'am?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
So, Mr. Thompson, you are being released to pretrial services pursuant to all of those court orders. You need to find somewhere else to sleep, sir. I don't know what your current living situation is, but you cannot sleep back at the home where the victim resides, and you cannot go to her work. You may go back one time to pick up any required belongings, sir. You're going to have court on April 21st at 1 p.m. That court date is highly unlikely to go, sir. So speak to your attorney, the public defender's office, regarding what to expect over these next few weeks. Tom, did you need to be heard on anything?
No, but I know my client has questions. Perhaps we could address them. Could I just have a moment now?
Yeah, take
Your Honor, regarding his release conditions, he has children who live at the home, but he can he contact them since they weren't at issue in this case?
Yeah, I did not order no contact with children in this case, only with the alleged victim in this case.
Okay, understood, Your Honor. And we can go back once with the police escort?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your excuse, sir. Your name, please, sir?
Yeah, Cody Warren.
Warren, I'm seeing you on charges. Theft of means of transportation, burglary in the third degree, and burglary tools. There was a warrant issued for your arrest at a Superior Court with a $1,500 bond. That's my inclination to honor that warrant. Mr. Canal, did you want to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask to give Mr. Warren one more chance to go to court. Like we talked about earlier, once you're brought into custody, it is a bit of a wake-up call, and it's a reminder of what can happen if you don't comply in the future. Mr. Warren is aware of that. I would point out as well that he also was given only a level 2 nonviolence assessment by pretrial services. He is indigent, so he wouldn't be able to post the bond as it is. If Your Honor orders the $1,500, we would ask for pretrial services release at this time.
Sir, I'll lower this bond to $500 cash or secured. I understand Mr. Knauer's argument. I'm not comfortable releasing you again to pretrial services after you've previously been released to pretrial services, but I will release you if you post that. Well, sorry, I should say that. I'm going to hold you on a $500 cash and secured bond and pretrial services if your bond is posted. So you can not go to any of the incident locations where these crimes are alleged to have occurred, no contact with any of the alleged victims. Your arraignment, sir, is going to be April 8th at 1:30 p.m. That will be whether you're released, sir, or held. You will have an arraignment on April 8th at 1:30 p.m. And I'm appointing the PD's office to represent you, sir. And with that, sir, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That does it, jail?
Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you. Please be seated. All right, and we don't have any LEP, right? Right. Okay. All right. This is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for April 1st, 2026. The court's orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar on the 1st of the month will also apply to these hearings. I'm going to read the victim's rights statement in the event that, the advisement, in the event that we have any victims who are observing the hearing, either physically here at the jail or remotely. If you are the victim of a crime with a case pending in Arizona, you're advised that you have rights under Arizona law that, among others, include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, to a speedy trial, to be present at all court proceedings, to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defendant's attorney, to be heard before the court makes a decision on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling, and sentencing, and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you loss. If you've not already been provided with a written statement of all victims' rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office. All right, we're going to start with Mr. Jones, please. Dwayne Jones, if you please come all the way to the podium. You're going to be first. After that will be Alberto Acosta. If you'll go to the chair there just inside the door, the officer will show you where to sit, Mr. Acosta. All right, good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Dwayne Jones, September 27th, 2005.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jones, you're here on a new case and 2 probation holds. In your new case, you were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. That's a Class 3 felony. Aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, and resisting arrest as a Class 6 felony. Based on what the police presented, there is probable cause for all of those offenses, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. I'm also appointing a lawyer for you in both of your probation cases, because probation will be filing a petition to revoke your probation in both cases based on this new arrest. So you will need a lawyer in those cases as well. You should end up with the same lawyer for both cases, for all 3, sorry.
Okay.
All right, so as for next court dates, right now, they do have to be slightly different. Eventually, they will all come together in the system, but I can't do that today. So in the new case only, your status conference will be April 7th at 8:30 in the morning, which is this coming Tuesday, April 7th at 8:30. Your preliminary hearing will be April 9th at 8:30. That's the new case only. Then in your probation cases, you're going to go in between on the morning of April 8th, 1 week from today, 8:30 in the morning, to have a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing. All right, you've got a lawyer for everything, and in the probation cases, the court finds that you will, in all reasonable probability, be revoked to prison, so you don't have bail at all while the probation cases are proceeding. It doesn't mean you are going to prison. It means this court believes it's very likely. So you don't get out of custody while that probation question is being resolved. You can talk to your lawyer about how that works. In the new case, the aggravated assault case, you are entitled to bond. And so I am setting bond in that case only at $50,000 that is secured. It means you can use a bail bondsman to possibly post bond for less than the full amount. But it does not change your no bond status in the probation cases. You need to talk to your lawyer about your overall situation. There's no point in posting bond unless you're also able to get out in your probation cases. So be sure to talk to your lawyer about everything. No contact with the alleged victim or victims in the new case. Don't respond to any contact from them.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No weapons, hold on. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol. What's your question?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you repeat everything you said? And also, the case don't have anything to do with my peers that was at the house because it had something to, the case had something to do with somebody who didn't live there.
All right, they allege that you do live with the alleged victim. The police absolutely allege that.
We
They
don't-
would have
we-
to show it. So, Mr. Jones, I'm not able to just repeat everything. I just told you all of it, but it's all in writing. We're going to give you everything I just said in writing, and you can read that at your convenience and go over that with your lawyer.
I don't know how to read, man.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to give you a quick rundown then, but that's all I'm able to do today. You have a new case.
Ma'am,
Sir, are you going to listen? You asked me to repeat it. I will do that. But if you interrupt me, there's no point. Will you listen?
Yeah.
Okay. You got arrested on new charges, aggravated assault with a knife, that's a class 3 felony, aggravated domestic violence, it's a class 5 felony, and resisting arrest, a class 6 felony. That's what's currently being alleged from yesterday. I'm giving you a lawyer. You have 2 court dates for that case. They're both next week. It's on your paperwork, the 7th and the 9th. Then, that's Tuesday and Thursday of next week. You have 2 court dates for the new case.
Yeah, but
Then you're going to go to probation court in between on the 8th, which is 1 week from today. You go to probation court because getting charged with new crimes comes with an automatic probation violation case. You will have a lawyer for everything. You'll go to probation court next week. You don't have any bond at all in your probation cases. You will remain in the jail at least until that hearing. And in the new case only, the aggravated assault case, you have a $50,000 bond and strict no contact orders with the alleged victim. You cannot go to that location. You can do a civil standby to collect belongings, but you have to find somewhere else to stay if you bond out. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol,
but, ma'am,
no victim contact.
what I'm saying is, ma'am, he don't live there. He told y'all something completely different.
All right, well, talk to your lawyer because then that is a factual dispute about whether or not you guys have a domestic qualifying relationship.
It's a factual dispute, but
yeah. So I can't resolve that today. The police have alleged that. So you need to step to your left and take your paperwork.
You don't live there.
Right, that's the next thing. All right, yeah, take your paperwork, sir. All right, Mr. Acosta, and then Rodrigo Hernandez, will you go to the chair? Hi, sir, can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Hi. Oh, we're not.
All right, Mr. Jones, we're going to have you taken out, okay? Because I will also say, Mr. Jones, the bond is not driven by whether he lives there. It's really the assault with the knife. And so please talk to your lawyer, but standing back there and continuing to talk is very disruptive. Well, I can't have you do that. Well, your hearing's concluded. You'll have to ask that at the next one. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Jones moving, please. All right, Mr. Costa, we're going to give it a second, okay?
Okay.
All right. The door's going to slam real hard. Hold on. Okay. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Hi, my name is Alberto Acosta. It's 03/31/1991.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for theft of a means of transportation, a Class 3 felony, third-degree burglary, a Class 4 felony, and theft by control of a stolen credit card, which is a Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a status conference this Tuesday, April 7th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be April 9th at 8:30 in the same court. You have a $10,000 secured bond in this case and written release conditions. If you bond out, you're ordered to comply with all of those. That includes no going to the scenes of the alleged crimes, no contact with any alleged victims or co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to say something? Or?
Yes, you can say something. I would certainly remind you that you have the right to remain silent about what you've been accused of, and we do record these hearings. What you say could be used against you either now or at any later hearing. Do you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you want to say?
I wanted to know what like the outcome was, but you said that I have a.
You have a bond, and you have 2 court dates next week, and I did give you a lawyer. Absolutely no contact with any victims or co-defendants in the case. Don't go to the scenes of the crime.
Am I waiting here or?
Not in this building. If you don't post bond, you get classified and moved to another building where you get a mattress and things like that. Nobody stays here long-term in this building.
Okay, so,
All right. They'll let you know. Thank you. All right, Mr. Hernandez, Rodrigo Hernandez, and then Brigido Gastelum. We go to the chair. Brigido Gastelum after Mr. Hernandez. Where's Rodrigo? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Rodrigo Hernandez, 09/1995.
All right, thank you. You are here on 1 new case and 2 probation warrants. In the new case, you were arrested for possession of narcotic drugs for sale. It's a Class 2 felony. Drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony. Resisting arrest passively, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Failing to obey a police officer, a Class 2 misdemeanor. And criminal trespassing as a Class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for all of those allegations, and I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case. I'm also appointing a lawyer for you in both of your probation cases. There were warrants issued for your arrest last December in both of your probation cases. The petitions to revoke that were filed in both cases allege that you violated terms 6, 7, 11, and 22. You'll get copies of those petitions from your lawyer. You should end up with the same lawyer for all 3 cases. Right now, your court dates are a little bit different. In the new case, you're going to go next Tuesday, April 7th at 8:30 for a status conference. Then your preliminary hearing will be on Thursday, April 9th at 8:30 in the morning. In between those, on Wednesday, April 8th, 1 week from today, is your probation court date, 8:30 in the morning. All of those are in the downtown Superior Court, and the address will be on your paperwork. Eventually, they should come together for all your court dates, but I'm not able to do that today. So in the new case, the drug sales case, you have a $5,000 secured appearance bond. In each of your 2 probation cases, you have a $2,500 secured appearance bond. So that is $10,000 total across all 3 cases. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, call your PO within 72 hours because you're still on probation, even when they're trying to revoke you. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. All right, Mr. Gastelum. And then Holly Rope, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
My name is Brigido Valenzuela da Celu, March 24th, 1978.
Okay. Is your first last name Valenzuela?
No.
It's Gastelum?
It's Brigido.
No, I understand that. Your first family name. Is your full last name Valenzuela Gastelum? Or
Gastelum.
Thank you. I just want to make sure we had it right.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people's first last name gets put in as their middle name.
Yeah.
So I just try to fix it. All right. You're here on a resisting arrest allegation. It's a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference this Tuesday, April 7th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing on Thursday, April 9th at 8:30 in the same court. You have a $2,500 secured appearance bond and written release conditions. If you post that, you have to comply with all of your conditions. Do not miss your court dates. You can only go back to that location one time on a civil standby to collect belongings, but otherwise you're not to go back to that location in Guadalupe. Everything you need to know is on your paper. It says it is on the south side, the encampment on the south side of 5801 East Calle, Guadalupe.
Oh, all right.
In an alleyway. Don't go back there. If you think you might still have belongings there, you could do a civil standby.
I was just taking a homeless guy some food and water and...
Okay, so don't go back there.
Yeah.
All right, if you step to your left, they'll give you your paperwork. Thank you.
So I have a bond of 500?
2,500. It's secured, yes.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Rope, Holly Rope. And then Brian Murchie, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Holly Nicole Rope, 11/14/1997.
Okay, thanks. You are here on 2 probation warrants in 2 different felony cases. Back on December 22nd of last year, there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in both cases. The petitions allege that you violated terms 3 and 5. You'll get copies of those from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. In number 5, your court date is going to be the same. It's 1 week from today, April 8th, 8:30 in the morning. That's a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing. All right, in the older case, the one where you've been reinstated more times, you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. That's number 5 on the calendar. In the other case, which is the 2025 case, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. I'm just affirming what the probation judge gave you. It is $1,500 total with release conditions. I'll let you read those for yourself. Be sure to call your probation officer within 72 hours if you bond out. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Murchie. And then Michael Aguilar, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Brian Michael Murchie, 5/14/1980.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for 2 allegations of disorderly conduct, 1 of criminal damage and 1 of threatening and intimidating. All those are class 1 misdemeanors. There is probable cause for those. Yes, I am appointing a lawyer for you at the next hearing for purposes of the bond issue only if you are unable to post bond. Your hearing is going to be April 7th, which is this Tuesday, 6 days from now, in the Surprise City Court, which is up in or near Surprise. The address will be on your paperwork. April 7th, 1:30 in the afternoon. You have a $500 secured appearance bond, and in this case, you are ordered. You can only go there 1 time on a civil standby. You cannot go to that location on your own. You have to bring a surprise officer with you. You ask for a civil standby, and they will arrange that with you. You may not go on your own. No contact with the alleged victims, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you get served with any kind of order of protection or order against harassment, you have to comply with that as well. Everything is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy.
Your Honor, I have no ties to this community. I have no ability.
Then you may stay in custody, but I am very concerned about what's been alleged. There's a strong weight of evidence. We do an algorithmic analysis of criminal history. It's called a risk assessment. Your score comes up red, recommend maximum. You've got a long history of assault-type offenses in Montana, Washington, and Arizona, and the police say they basically walked up on you in the middle of at least being disorderly, and then there's the allegation about coming back or going to get a gun. So the court is very concerned. And sir, your history reads like you have a serious alcohol problem, and you're a vastly different person when you are under the influence. That's what it reads like. You seem very calm right now. The officers say they walked up on it and gave a pretty specific description. So I'm very concerned that you're going straight back there to start something, to get your stuff or start something. No. And that is the purpose of the bond. If you can't post it, you stay in custody, and there'll be a lawyer for you on Tuesday to help you with the bond issue. The surprise judge may well appoint one for the whole case. That's up to the surprise judge right now. We just appoint them in the event you're not able to post bond. You will have someone there to help you. But this is because of your criminal history, sir, which does you no favors today, and because of what's specifically alleged against you. Please step to your left and take your paperwork. All right. All right, Mr. Aguilar? 1 second, sir. Let me look at this. All right, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth here, Mr. Aguilar?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Michael Angel Aguilar, 8/1992.
Okay, thanks. And then Dana Merlin, will you go to the chair? All right, Mr. Aguilar, you are here on a probation warrant, and you got a petition to revoke filed in your case back on January 13th of 2025. So 14 months ago, that petition alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 7 of your felony probation. You'll get a copy of that from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be April 8th. In 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. You have a $500 secured appearance bond. I'm just affirming what the probation judge gave you and written release conditions. No, actually, I did add some bond because of the age of it. So it's 500 secured. If you bond out, call your PO within 72 hours. I bet you don't know the number, but the main number is on your paperwork. You do not have an excuse. If you bond out and you fail to call, undoubtedly the bond will go up next time. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork.
All right.
Ms. Merlin, Dana Merlin, and then Joseph Rodriguez, will you please go to the chair? Dana Merlin's in the pink shirt. She's the pink shirt lady. All right, after Mr. Merlin is, I think he's there, Mr. Rodriguez. Okay, hi, ma'am. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Dana Dawn Merlin. Dana Dawn Merlin.
What's your date of birth?
3/30/179.
Well, happy birthday. All righty, you got picked up on 2 probation violation warrants. Looks like you're on probation for 2 different felonies. And on September 24th of last year, there were petitions to revoke your probation filed in both cases. The petitions allege that you violated terms 3 and 5. I am appointing a lawyer for you in both cases. You'll go to court the same day for both cases. It is 1 week from today, which is April 8th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. I'm going to affirm the bond that the probation judge gave you. It's $500 per case, so that is $1,000 secured for both. If you bond out to comply with all of your written conditions, call your PO within 72 hours of hitting the street because you're still on probation, even when they're trying to revoke you. So everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy. Thank you. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, or yeah, I think he's next after that. Joseph Flores, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Joseph Michael Rodriguez, 11/2/83.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, you are here on a warrant from South Mountain Justice Court, and it was issued December 8th of 2011. It looks like it's a failure to appear in a citation issued November 8th of 2011. You've been charged in that court with driving on a suspended license, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and failure to show a driver's license or ID when driving, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. I am giving a court date of April 6th at 8:30 in the morning, which is 5 days from today in the South Mountain Justice Court. Your bond is $500. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and do not miss that court date. Obviously, it won't go away.
So is it just pay the $500 today and I'm good to go?
Correct. But if you want to avoid getting arrested again on a 15-year-old warrant, go to court.
Yeah.
Because obviously, it's not going to just magically disappear. All right. Good luck, sir. All right, Mr. Flores, Joseph Flores. And then Amy Avalar, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Joseph Flores and 1401.
Okay, thank you. You were arrested on a probation violation warrant. You are on felony probation, and back on March 2nd of this year, so a month ago, there was a petition to revoke your probation filed. It alleges that you violated term 3, which is not reporting. You'll get a copy of that allegation from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You will see them at your next court date, which is 1 week from today, April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. The address and the date will be on your paperwork. I'm going to affirm the bond that the probation judge gave you, which is $250 secured. If you bond out, you'll be released and you have to get yourself to court next week. If you don't bond out, there will be a lawyer there for you, and you can talk to the judge about whether you can get out next week. If you do bond out for the $250, call your probation officer within 72 hours of release. The number is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy. Good luck.
So I won't be getting released on my own recognizance?
Not unless somebody puts up $250 for you. If they don't, then you will stay in custody until next week at least.
Is today the 1st?
Yes, and your court date is the 8th. So it's 1 week from today, okay?
Okay, I might be able to post bond on the 3rd.
Okay, great. If you do, don't miss your court date. It's everything you need to know. Don't lose your paperwork and call your PO when you get out, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir. Ms. Avilar, Amy Avilar? After that, Jerry Conway, will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am, can I have your full name and date of birth?
Amy Elizabeth Avilar, 5/1995.
Okay, thank you. You're here on a warrant for failing to appear at your revocation arraignment hearing in a probation case. This is a month ago, March 5th. There was a warrant issued for your arrest. You already have a lawyer in this probation case, and we're going to reschedule your hearings just a second for next week, April 8th at 8:30 in the morning. The address will be on your paperwork, and you now have a $250 bond and written release conditions. What is your question?
I had gotten a message saying that in that case specifically that it was dismissed and that I would not have to appear for it.
That was a different case. Now I'm looking at your notes. You apparently came in with a brand new charge that did not get filed at that time. And it said you had also had terms 3 and 5. You hadn't reported since January 13, whereabouts unknown. You were released February 27th, and you just never called in at all. So you need to talk to your lawyer about all of this, ma'am. You do have a bond now. If you bond out, you must call probation within 72 hours of hitting the street. That's what you did not do when you got out on February 27th. You never called your PO.
When I got out, someone stole my phone. So.
All right, talk to your lawyer about that, ma'am. I can't help you with that. You didn't make any effort. You didn't walk into a probation office. You didn't borrow a phone. You waited to be arrested. So you're going to have to post bond. The court doesn't trust you, or you stick around. You go to court next week. What's that?
All of my belongings were taken.
Ma'am, your credibility isn't high with me, so I'm not going to take your word for that. I'm not. You had a chance to be out of custody and go to court on your own. You didn't do it. Now you get a little bit of bond. If you can't post it, I understand. Go talk to your lawyer next week. You have a decent shot at talking the judge into letting you out next week. In the meantime, we don't have any reason to trust you to show. If you step to your left, you're going to get your paperwork. Good luck. Mr. Conway, Jerry Conway. And then Tremaine Ellis, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Jerry Conway, 2278.
Okay, thanks. You got arrested for new allegations of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is going to be in 2 weeks, a status conference on April 16th, which is a Thursday. Do you need me? Okay. And a preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30. That's all going to be on your paperwork. And I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You've got criminal history. I know what it is. But in this kind of drug case, lots of people are getting probation offers from the county attorney. You may or may not get one. That's not up to me. That's up to the county attorney. But as long as you're going to court, I don't think you're high risk in the community. Just show up, go fight your case, go see what the outcome may be. If you don't go to court, we also start looking at your criminal history when we set bond. And so you've seen, excuses. Excuses don't really fly. Just go. If you can't go, you need to reach your lawyer. You need to try to call the court. You need to do something about it. Don't wait to be arrested, because then nobody believes your excuses. All right, everything's on your paperwork. Don't lose the envelope. It tells you how to call pretrial after you get out. So just follow those instructions after you get out, okay? All right, good luck, sir. Take a short pause, 1 second.
He's on the $200 bond for Phoenix.
Oh, okay, let me ask him, yeah. Do you think you might be able to post that bond? He helped. This is meant to be helpful to you. Do you think you might be able to post a bond from Phoenix? Because he said Phoenix just held you on $200.
Yeah, I believe that's $20, correct?
I don't know that you can get a bail bondsman to write a bond that low, meaning, and the court doesn't take the 10% down. Some jurisdictions do that, ours does not. Okay. And so you have to, a bail bondsman could do it, But they generally won't do a small bond like that unless it's also going with a different case and a big bond. So they generally won't. But so when's your next court date? Look at your pink paper and when's your next Phoenix court date? Let's see if we can.
The 10th.
The 10th, okay. Okay, so, Mr. Conway, if I keep you as released in this case, it keeps your court date the 16th. That means we're betting that they'll let you out on the 10th in Phoenix, because then you still got 6 days to get to the court date I just gave you, right? You'll get out from Phoenix before you ever have to go there. Alternatively, I could give you like a $5 bond in my case to move up your court date to the 7th. And then we'll get you into court on the drug case before you ever go to Phoenix. That's why I ask people, do you think you're going to be able to post the other court's bond? Because I can't make their bond go away. And if you're like, nope, I definitely can't, then I'll give you a tiny bond. We'll get you into court before you ever see the Phoenix judge. It's kind of one-stop shopping. But if you'd like to not have any additional bond and just take the risk that if Phoenix holds you on the 10th, and you're still in when my court date rolls around, you're going to catch a warrant because I released you.
Right.
Does that make sense? If you want to try to either post the bond in that one or, see if the judge will let you out in 2 weeks. $200 does not suggest the most serious offense ever, so maybe they'll let you out on the 10th. Just know that if you lose your bet and they don't let you out on the 10th, you could catch a warrant on the 16th. And you're not getting any possible credit for time in custody in my case unless I give you at least a tiny bond. I know that's a lot to absorb.
So it'd be better if I accept the tiny bond.
If you don't think you're going to be able to put up the 200, I'll give you a $5 bond.
I don't think
it's better for you. Okay. Let me do that. Thank you, officer. And that's just them looking out for you because they know how it works. And if I know that, then this will get you some credit for time in custody. In my case, and then they will take you to court on the 7th. So you'll go 3 days in advance. You can talk to your lawyer in the felony case before you ever go in front of the Phoenix judge. All right, and so I'm going to put that on here. Give me 1 second. So that's going to move your court dates to the 7th and the 9th. So next Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm going to put $5, and I'm going to put nominal bond set because defendant being held on a $200 bond from Phoenix with a court date on 4/10/26. Okay, so just a little note for you, for your lawyer, if later you're like, why did we do this again? It's to move your court date up by a week.
Okay.
And so your bond is $5. Don't post it unless, like, if somebody comes up with 200 or you do and you're like, hey, put another $5 on this case. Be sure to post in both. Otherwise, just leave it there. It's just meant to get you into court sooner. And now you're going to start earning credit for time in custody in this case, should you end up needing credit. Meaning if you're convicted.
So
okay.
I would just call my family and tell them I need a
205. Now you need 205 to get out. And then if they say, great, get out in both cases. Don't miss any of your court dates. Because your court date's going to stay next week. Even if they put up the $5 for you and you get out on everything, go to court on the 7th. Just moved up your court dates by a week because now you're being held. And so, but if it turns out you can't post a bond, at least you'll get to this court before you ever go see the Phoenix judge. And you can talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer will know how this works. It's just a little workaround to make sure the sheriffs take you to court and to make sure you are eligible for the time you're sitting in jail anyway.
Okay.
So, all righty. Everything's on your paperwork. Thank you, officer. If you step to your left, I'll give you that paperwork. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, sir. All right, Mr. Ellis. And then Gail Pauley, we go to the sheriff. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Tremaine Ellis, 9488.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ellis. You're here on a new case. You got arrested for disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and assault, a Class 3 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You'll meet them at your next court date, and I'm just looking at one thing here. Yeah, so, all right. In your case was a little interesting. I have a choice between, in these misdemeanor cases, I can't put you on pretrial services. It's not an option. I have to give you a bond or release you. I'm going to release you. You got a bunch of criminal history out of Kentucky. The case facts in yours. I'm still giving you all the domestic violence release conditions, though, meaning you got to go stay somewhere else. You can't stay where this alleged victim lives. You can do a civil standby to collect belongings. I realize you may be paying rent there. I don't know. But if he lives there, you can't stay there while the case is pending. It may not be safe for either one of you. And so I'm going to give you a court date of April 20th at 10:30 in the morning in the Agua Fria Justice Court.
Okay.
You can get a public defender in a Justice Court domestic violence case, so I am appointing them for you. Everything's on your paperwork. You can do a civil standby to collect belongings. Otherwise, you got to stay somewhere else. Also, if there's another adult there who can bring you your stuff, it's usually easier than dealing with the police. That's fine. Just call them and say, pack this, pack this, pack this.
Okay.
All right, everything's on your paperwork. Will you comply with that and come to court?
Yes.
All right, then you are released if you'll step to your left to get your paperwork.
Okay, so you releasing me?
Yes, I am. Please respect your release conditions. All righty. Ms. Gail Pauley? And then it'll be Mr. Small. Hi, right here, ma'am.
Right behind the podium.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Gail Regine Polly, 10/22/1954.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay. All right, you were arrested for aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol while impaired to the slightest degree. That's a class 4 felony, and that is when your license is suspended. So it is a class 4 felony. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you because you don't financially qualify. You have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense or to represent yourself. Your next court date is going to be in 2 weeks. It is April 16th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. That's a status conference, and the address will be on your paperwork. Your preliminary hearing will be April 20th at 8:30. All of that will be on your paperwork. Now, I'm going to release you to pretrial services with alcohol testing, and I'm ordering you not to consume any alcohol while the case is pending. No drinking at all, whether you're driving or not. No drinking. You're not to drive without a valid license. Right now, your license shows as suspended, but it was not suspended for DUI. You have an old extreme DUI, which is suggestive of a long-term alcohol issue because that was back in 2009. But right now, the MVD records I can see say it was suspended for failure to comply with the financial responsibility law. So it's an insurance suspension. So sometimes it's up to the county attorney. If your license wasn't suspended because of DUI, they may choose to pursue your case as a misdemeanor and not a felony. That's very good for you if it happens. Right now, you've been arrested on the felony. There is probable cause for it. It does come with very serious consequences if you are convicted of a felony. Much lower consequences if it's a misdemeanor. So I'm telling you this because I want you to take your release conditions very seriously. Right now, it is very much in your best interests to not do anything to motivate the county attorney to pursue this as a felony. This is the police who arrested you right now. This is your police booking charge. The county attorney has not reviewed your case yet. They're going to after this. When they look at it, they have a choice. They could pursue it as a felony. They could pursue it as a misdemeanor. And part of my decision in releasing you to pretrial services is the knowledge, based on decades here, that there's a decent chance they will choose to do your case as a misdemeanor. And you should be very motivated to not do anything to cause them to want to keep it as a felony. And the main thing that you'd be doing is committing this type of offense while the case is pending. That's how they're going to get it on a felony. You should look up the mandatory minimum. It's 4 months in prison for this felony. So you don't want to have to fight a felony charge. Much better to fight a misdemeanor. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. And I'm telling you that in an effort to strongly motivate you to follow these release conditions, okay? I did not prohibit you from driving if you are able to get your license back while the case is pending. And that's because all you have on your record is that 15-year-old extreme DUI. So if you can get it back, but as of today, you don't have the right to drive. And it is a crime every time you drive without a valid license. It is a class 1 misdemeanor. So term 1 of your release conditions is also don't commit any crimes. We just also helpfully check don't drive without a license. So you are not driving until you get your license back. I don't know if this arrest may make that more difficult. I don't know. That's between you and MVD. But in the meantime, don't drive. All right. You hire a lawyer, bring him to your next court date. I also put a phone number on here. You can call it a few days in advance to find out if the case is going forward right now on the 16th. If it doesn't, it may mean the county attorney has sent it for misdemeanor prosecution. It may not. It is entirely up to them. So I know that's a lot to absorb, but everything's in writing as far as when your court date is and what your release conditions are. The most important thing is don't violate those release conditions. Don't miss your court date. Okay? Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, you'll be released soon. Keep the envelope. It tells you how to call pretrial services when you get out. They will set up the alcohol testing. Okay? All right. Everything's right there if you step to your left. Thank you. Okay. And then I'm going to do the, Ms. Gunn, I'm going to do the FOJ, and then we'll arrange for our last matter. Okay. Mr. Small, if you'll come in.
Your Honor, do you want to do the house calls before the last matter, or?
Whatever's convenient for you. I could be reading them in while you're arranging. Like you guys tell me, I could run and do house calls while you're setting that up. Do you guys have to? Are you going to be directly involved in bringing the other guy? Okay. Then what works better for you guys?
I would prefer to do the house calls first.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All righty. Mr. Small, may I have your full name and date of birth?
Mardarius Small.
What's your date of birth, sir?
April 3rd, 1996.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Small, you have been arrested on a warrant from the state of Tennessee, and I bet that you will be relieved to know that I spotted some strange discrepancies in your paperwork, and I asked the sheriff's office extraditions desk to look into it. They called Shelby County, Tennessee to confirm that this is not a homicide warrant. I think the police may have told you it was a homicide warrant because there's a mistake in the teletype, meaning the national system.
Yes,
and they called today and said, no, it is not that. It is reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon and intentionally evading arrest in an automobile. That's what Tennessee indicted you for. So anyway, I just want to straighten that out first. In your paperwork, I just put, sheriffs have verified with Shelby County that it is not that there was a mistake in the NCIC. I didn't say that it was listed as a homicide, only because I believe you have a right for people not to have any negative assumptions about you or anything from ever reading that in the paperwork, because Shelby County said they have no idea why anybody would have typed that. That is not what you've been accused of. Okay, so now you have rights in an extradition case. It's different than in an in-state warrant, because you don't go to trial in this case. You don't fight the charges in this state. You fight them in Tennessee. The only thing we're doing in Arizona is the question of whether Tennessee has the right to take you back there. And so that's what extradition is. And it is a civil court case. It's not a criminal case, because the criminal case is happening in Tennessee. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What's the difference? Can you explain?
So the difference is that I can't give you a court-appointed lawyer, because you're not fighting for your liberty in the extradition case. Just the question of whether Tennessee has the right to take you back. And that they don't have to prove the charges against you here. They just have to prove that they have a valid warrant from the governor. And so I'll get to that in a second. So you do have 4 important rights in every extradition case. The first is you have the right to have an extradition hearing here in Arizona within 90 days after today. Second, as part of that procedure, you have the right to insist that a governor's warrant be produced from the governors of both states. So the Tennessee governor issues a certain kind of warrant, and then the Arizona governor answers with a certain kind of warrant. And they have to present those governor's warrants to the Arizona court to fulfill them, showing that they have done all of the statutory requirements to take you to Tennessee. That's your second right, is the governor's warrants. Third right is the right to hire a lawyer, and that's one that you always have. And anybody can hire a lawyer to represent them. I can't appoint one for you because you're not constitutionally entitled to one like you are in a criminal case. You are constitutionally entitled to a lawyer in Tennessee, just not here for the extradition case because it's just a civil court case. So that's third right. Fourth one is, in Arizona, you have a bail right in this case, whereas Tennessee issued it as a no bond warrant. But you've not been convicted yet. And under Arizona law, it's in our state constitution. The only way that I can hold you no bond on an out-of-state warrant is if you've already been convicted, and it's a parole or probation warrant. You've not been convicted in this case, you just got indicted. And so I have to give you bond. And so if you don't agree to go back, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $10,000. That'll be secured. You could post it here. You'd have to stay here, go to the extradition court dates here. There's usually 2 at least before your actual extradition hearing, because they need to start working on the governor's warrant. If you don't agree to go back, which I'll talk about in a second, they're going to start working on that governor's warrant. And so you have to come to the sort of status hearings before the actual extradition date. If you miss one, we're going to keep your bond money, and we're going to issue an Arizona warrant right on top of the Tennessee one. Some people can, if you get permission from the Arizona judge, she might give you permission to go to Tennessee and take care of it, but you can't. We don't do that here. You have to get that from the extradition judge. She might do that. In the meantime, you can't leave the state while the extradition case is happening if you bond out. Okay. So those are your rights. Now, you can also choose to bypass all of that and agree to go back. We call that waiving extradition. You might have heard it in the news. If you waive extradition, it means you give up all of those rights except the right to hire a lawyer, because you can always hire a lawyer. So you would not have an extradition hearing within 90 days. You'd give up that right. You'd give up the governor's warrants. Nobody's going to get a governor's warrant. And you would give up the bail. We would hold you, but only for 30 days. It starts a 30-day clock running. So we give people an opportunity to waive at this first hearing, because some people want to waive and start that clock as fast as they can. Other people don't. It's just an option. It's not even your only chance. If you go to your next extradition court hearing and then you change your mind and you want to waive, she'll take a waiver from you. It's just an option. It's like pleading. You can, it's fine. But I have no skin in the game. I'm just here to tell you that if you want to take the 30-day option, what happens is this entire court proceeding goes away. You get held no bond, and you sit 30 calendar days in our jail, waiting to see if they come pick you up. Yes. That's assuming you don't have any Arizona charges or holds. I don't see any, but I can't see what might be lurking out there. So assuming you have no Arizona charges or holds, and then if you waive today, the clock starts tomorrow, April 2nd. So that's day 1. April 2nd is day 1. 30 days after that, if they haven't come to get you, you get released. But the Tennessee warrant stays active in the national system. This arrest does not quash the Tennessee warrant. So you have to do something about it in Tennessee, or you will eventually be rearrested on it. And I always tell people that. So just in a nutshell, if you don't agree to go back, you just want to think about it, or you never want to waive your rights, you're going to be on a 90-day clock with a $10,000 bond going towards an extradition hearing with governor's warrants in the works. That's the 90-day, $10,000 bond pass.
I'm going to be in the cell?
Right. Then you stay here, unless you posted the bond, you stay here in Maricopa, not at this building, in a more comfortable place. This is just a temporary.
Bail, right?
What's that?
That's if I don't post bail, right?
If you don't post bail, you could bond out, and then you need to show up to our hearings. We're going to issue a warrant right on top of that.
What's the, what I'm trying to say, because I'm not used to this. Like,
no, and it's very confusing. It's confusing for lawyers.
It's my first time, actually.
But if you want to just agree to go back and go, all right, I'll go to Tennessee. That's the 30-day no bond. Yeah. But if you want to post bond, then what I'm going to do is set the bond at $10,000. Secured means you can work with the bail bondsman. And your court date will be April 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You go to downtown Phoenix. You see our extradition judge.
Is that the full amount?
If you work through a bail bondsman, they want a fee and some collateral.
Is it half or something like that?
It's usually 10% for the fee plus collateral, but you have to call them. They collect calls, and you say, what do you want? And talk to them. You can call more than one. And they usually want some kind of collateral or something. So you could bond out, At any point. I mean, even if you can't bond out for 3 weeks, I mean, you could bond out 3 weeks from now, whatever. It's the bond's just sitting there. You're entitled to post it whenever you might be able to. And then you do have to come to all of your Arizona hearings, or we will forfeit that bond and issue another warrant on top of it, and it'll have a higher bond amount. So it's basically the 90-day path towards the extradition hearing with the $10,000 bond, or this case ends today and you sit no bond in our jail for 30 calendar days to see if they come and get you. That's waiving extradition. And I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you what will happen depending on what you decide. Only you can decide. If you need to think about it, lots of times I don't have time to give people that option. We could, give you the card, let you sit in general population. I got to go do a couple of cell side hearings, then I got to come back and do one in court that takes extra security. So there's some time. We could bring you back, but also, you have time on the clock, so you want to wait 3 hours. I'll push it to the next calendar. Because I know it's a lot. I don't want to pressure you. And also, if you want to waive on the 20th, you can waive on the 20th, and you'll have a $10,000 bond in the interim. But if you waive on the 20th, the 30-day clock doesn't start till the 21st. If you waive today, the 30-day clock starts on April 2nd.
And so
That's the other difference.
I can
you
bond
can start
out
the clock.
today?
What's that?
I can bond out?
Correct, yeah. And then you need to show up at the court date I give you, April 20th, 1:30 in the afternoon. And provided you come to all of these court hearings, even if at the end you are ordered back to Tennessee, you'll get the bond back as long as you showed up for everything.
Yes, ma'am.
It's an appearance bond.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you want to think about it, or do you know what you want to do?
I think I'm going to take the bond.
Keep your rights? Okay, great. You're going to keep your rights? And you got a $10,000 secured bond. Your court date's April 20th at 1:30. And just don't leave the state, even if you bond out. You got to go to this hearing, talk to if you've been talking to people in Tennessee and trying to figure out, how can I make Tennessee lift their hold or whatever, talk to the judge about your plan. There's a general public defender assigned to that court who can help defendants, but she's not assigned to your case unless the probation judge agrees to do it, because it's completely discretionary. We don't have the discretion. She does. So you're not entitled to it, but she might. So, but you can still talk to that public defender, and she's been doing it for years. She knows her stuff. So, if you're not able to bond out by then, you can talk to that public defender about.
By April 20th, what would you say? By April 20th?
April 20, 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all right. Everything's going to be on your paperwork. We're going to give you a copy of your rights as well. Just take them with you, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so house calls, we're going to go through real quick, and then we're going to do Jonathan Turk's case last here in court. Or we're just going to arrange a little bit of extra security for that. All right, so officers have got Sharon Soho, Erica De La Garza, and Miranda Varin, not physically present in court. Has each of them been isolated in a safe cell or just from general population as a potential danger to themselves or others? I just want to hear the audible. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, I did confirm that with the sheriff's office, so I will see Sharon Soho, born 11/27/70. I'm going to see each of these in-house to conduct the initial appearance immediately after I say what I'm inclined to do, and then I'll come back and we'll do Mr. Turk's case. All right, so Sharon Denise Soho, 11/27/70, is here on a new case. She got booked in for criminal trespass in the first degree, class 6 felony. Silly me, what happened to the lawyer appointment? That's weird. Okay, got to reprint because Ms. Soho needs a lawyer. So I'm appointing a lawyer for Ms. Soho and giving her court dates, I hope, of a status conference April 16th at 8:30, preliminary hearing April 20th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. And I'm hopeful that I can safely release her to pretrial services with a promise to appear. And I'll talk to her about that. She'll have orders not to go back to the place where she was arrested. And other general release orders I won't go over with her. Erica De La Garza, born 6/6/93, is here on a bench warrant for failing to appear at a status conference in a pending case on January 20th of this year when a warrant was issued for her arrest. She already has a lawyer. Her court dates are going to be status conference April 7th, preliminary hearing April 9th, both at 8:30. And I'm planning to affirm her bond at $500 secured with written conditions I'll go over with her. Miranda Varin is here on a new case and a misdemeanor warrant. In the new case, she got booked in for dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for her, giving her a status conference April 7th at 8:30 with a preliminary hearing April 9th at 8:30. And she will have a $500 secured appearance bond unless I decide I think she is going to come to court. But she does have a max criminal history score and a lot of failures to appear in the other Youngtown case on the calendar, which is number 25, Youngtown City Court. This is a failure to appear warrant and a resisting arrest case, possible misdemeanor from public access. It looks like she has not been convicted. She does pretty much get arrested, go to court, get released, and then fail to appear again. So I'm going to affirm the bond. It's $700 secured. I'm going to give her a lawyer on the bond question only and an arraignment hearing date of April 9th at 9 in the morning in the Youngtown City Court. If anything changes after I conduct those 3 initial appearances in-house, I will, my final decision will be reflected in my written order in those cases, and then just anybody who might be listening for Mr. Turk's case, please stand by. I estimate we will do that case in approximately 10 minutes. All right, we're just going to take a brief recess. Let's go off the record, please.